and I'd like to welcome you to our channel, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. So glad that you are here, family. Listen what our brother says. Testing to see if I qualify. Oh Lord, if anybody, me giving the I changed it to 3 months, you have to be here. But if for some reason it blocks you out from chatting and you know you're not a troublemaker or nothing, let us know and I can reduce it down to less time. I think I have it to at a month, is it? Might be 3 months. Let us know. Coastie says hi. MG Smith say good evening, H-Town and the family. And then they're speaking to each other. So family, we're so glad that you're here. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, we got our brother Jay Oliver in the house. And we want to thank y'all. That comes at a great time. Let me tell y'all something. The what they used to say in the military, the mission. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if the sound is okay and everything's going good. Brother Jay Oliver say, good evening, family. H-Town, MG Smith, Coastie, hi, y'all. This is amazing. Let me tell y'all something. Everybody's speaking to each other. It's amazing because of the fact that the last live stream, all the female veterans showed up first. Now this live stream, y'all showing up, the guys showing up first. So we thank y'all. You say the sound is good. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm feeling good. Everything's going wonderful. You know, I'm a person about the business. And I want to make sure that we give you a quality experience here. And that's the important part. Of those that are watching live and recorded, all of you are important. Now listen, this is Major Boomer says, hello, H-Town veteran family. Yes, indeed. Show him love. And you know, he's always giving me articles, always giving me information. So just because you don't see people here all the time, that don't mean that they don't contribute. Major Boomer and sometimes his daughter, Frog Princess also. Here comes the boom. Hello. Y'all cutting up. Now, I got to get on into the business, but thank y'all. We had not just 2,000 subscribers, but 2,000 and let me see how many subscribers we're at right now. Let me see how many subscribers we're at. $2,077 subscribers. Family, we are doing this thing and thank you. So smash that like button if you haven't had an opportunity. If the video, you know, if you feel that it's, enjoyable or informative, let us know. You can wait if you like or not. Now we're going to get on topic. And the topic for tonight is, let me pull it up here. It is, can veterans receive VA compensation for more than one mental health disability? We've been talking about this. Yes, we have. And we're going to get to the bottom of it, family. Okay? We're going to talk about it. We're going to answer that question tonight. Y'all let us know, for example. Let's use for example. Let's say you as a veteran that had PTSD, bipolar disorder, eating disorder, and OCD as a diagnosis, as an individual diagnosis. How does it work? Do you think that you can get service connected for all of them? Can you receive VA compensation? All of them are considered to be mental health conditions. So yes, no, or maybe. Let us know what you think. Let us know, can you receive more than one? Can you receive VA compensation for more than one mental health disability? Let us know. And I'm going to go back in a second here Yes, no, or maybe. Yes, no, or maybe. Can you receive? Jay says no. Betty Bops is here. Everybody show love to our sister. Hello, all. And speak to our sister, show love. Coachy said no. And the question for those that don't have it, let me pull. Charleston says yes. Okay, now. Yes, no, maybe. Let's see. Let me get the banner up so y'all can see it. And that's the question that we're doing yes, no, or maybe to. Can veterans receive VA compensation for more than one mental health disability? I don't know why I took it off. Yes, no, or maybe. Nah, you ain't too late. We just started at about what, 5-6 minutes ago. We started a little late tonight. I was waiting for my food to come, and then I knew my my friend, my brother, Sergeant Major D, his birthday today. So shout out to Sergeant Major D. I knew he was gonna call me right around the live stream, and you know I had to give him the time because that's my boy. So yes, his birthday the same month as mine. So is his wife. Shout out to her. Her birthday coming up. Now, they've been together, what, about 46, 47 years. Married, that is. Okay, now, let us do this, family. Yes, no. Can you receive for more than one mental health disability? So, family, we thank y'all for being participating, being supportive. Now, doing that, we're going to come back because I want to talk about it. I want to go back to this here. Let me see. Say, hi, shipmate Betty Bops. Not 10 minutes in, H-Town doing a test. Look, let me tell you something. Charleston, you too sharp. The problem is that's why I say you think too much like me. That makes me nervous. Huh? Happy birthday, Sergeant Major D and his wife. Yeah, hers gonna be on the 14th, and mine on the 19th. And these have been very good people to me. They the first people that come to stay at my house when I got it. You understand? Been friends for years. Yes, indeed. That's my family. I'll be honest with you. They my family, and I love them. Now. So let me ask you this here. Okay, but the VA says no pyramiding, and we're going to break down what we mean by pyramiding. Okay? What they mean by pyramiding is you can't, not so much that you can't get service, that you can't get, you can get service connected for more than one disability. Now follow me. More than one mental health disability. But you cannot, are you listening to me? In most situations, you cannot receive compensation for more than one. And we're going to explain it. I ain't going to tell you yet. Anybody in here, that if you want to admit any mental health rating you have, you put MH for mental health, you can put PTSD, bipolar, eating disorder, OCD, if you're formally diagnosed with any of these, or service connected form, or applying for service connection form. So the MH stands for mental health. All right. Now this is mine. I put mine in the chat. I'm mental health PTSD. Then we have Betty Bops, everybody speaking. She says, Betty Bops says 10 likes, 6 watching, birthday, Sergeant Major D and his wife, same day as my mother. Wow, his wife. Yes, indeed. It's a lot of people born in September. You know, a matter of fact, I want to make sure that I send it to him. Oh, let's get that. I don't want no voice. I want to share it with him. And y'all, if y'all have somebody you want to share the live, go ahead and share it with somebody that if you think they appreciate it. So, family, which ones y'all have for mental health? Oh, I got a few of them. Now, I'm not service connected for major depression, but I'm diagnosed with it. I got a couple of others. What is that? I think paranoia is one of them. And the other one I ain't gonna mention. Am I being a hypocrite? So I got PTSD. What is the other I just told you? I'm service connected for PTSD. I'm service connected for paranoia. Another one I'm service connected for, I don't want to say. And the other one I'm not service connected for, but it's on my problems list, and that is major depressive disorder. So that's me. They speaking now. Mental health applying for my bipolar. Okay, now we're gonna get to that. Mental health, major depressive disorder, PA, panic attacks, OCD, and PTSD. Now, Charleston say applying VA diagnosis for anxiety. Yes, remember PTSD is nothing but an anxiety disorder. So pretty much it's the same thing. It's different roads to get to the same place. Some people flip over having a depression label or a PTSD label. Whichever mental health gets you to your 100%, that's all that matters, okay? And PTSD is an anxiety disorder. Now, applying for PTSD, didn't know, also called anxiety, where it's a subgroup of anxiety, and we're going to break it down, okay? Panic attack is an anxiety disorder. PTSD is an anxiety disorder. There are others, okay? And we're going to kind of go into that tonight. Now, let's get to it. And like we said, that was our question. And y'all answered that question. I had to go backward because I want to use that. Maybe. It depends. Okay, can you get service connected for more than one mental health condition? Generally, no. The simple answer is no. But remember, with the VA, there's always exceptions. One I know in particular is, well, I don't know if that, when I say maybe, because I think that anxiety, being anorexic and bulimia, I believe you can get that and maybe depression or PTSD. I'm not for sure. So the sound is good. Thank you so much. Now, but TBI, traumatic brain injury, it has mental symptoms also. I'm almost getting the answer away. We're going to break it down. H-Town going to break it down. You're going to understand what it's about. We're going to keep it simple though. Maybe. So there's no peer mini for most general mental health conditions that the VA Service Connect veterans for. So you can't get paid for obsessive compulsive disorder, major depression, delusional disorder, bipolar disorder, PTSD, and others at the same time. They're only going to pay you for the one that's the most severe. All right? And the others will be counted as symptoms. Did you hear what I said? They'll be counted as symptoms. And we're going to explain why. Now, listen what our brother say. My PTSD causes my OCD. So in that case, your OCD is a symptom of your PTSD. Even though obsessive compulsive disorder, which that's what OCD is a standalone disability, right? You're only, if your PTSD is the most severe, you're going to be compensated for the PTSD, and they're going to use the OCD to measure the severity of your PTSD. If I'm lying, you're going to know by the end of this here chat. Say, I do that to cope in my mind. Okay. a way of calming yourself down properly. I'm not trying to speak for you, my brother, but no pyramiding. So let's say, example, you got a diagnosis for post-traumatic stress disorder. Follow here. Let's say you're diagnosed. You might even be, let's say you're service connected. You're service connected for PTSD. You're service connected for depression. And you're service connected for panic attacks. So PTSD, major depressive disorder, and panic attacks. Not just that they're symptoms, you actually have a service connection for each one. Remember, I'm service connected for paranoia, PTSD, and another one I don't want to mention. I should mention it, but it just makes me feel bad. Now, it's nothing. Now, here we go. We're going to break it down. Why won't they compensate you for all three? The PTSD, the depression, and the panic attacks. We're going to break it down like nobody else most likely haven't to you. Because they have overlapping symptoms. Meaning that the VA is not going to pay you for the same symptom. Or let's say you have chronic fatigue because of your PTSD, because of your panic attacks and your depression. Well, they're not going to pay you for three different fatigues. Not just going to pay you for which one ever that is most associated with. Is the fatigue more associated with your PTSD, your panic attacks, or depression? For example, if you have insomnia and the PTSD causes it, the panic attacks cause it, and the depression causes it, whenever the symptoms overlap from different service-connected mental health conditions that you have, they're only going to pay you for the condition that symptom is mostly associated with. So if that condition, for my example, my fatigue is mostly associated with my PTSD, my sleeping problem PTSD, and my another one would be nervousness or outburst. Panic attacks could cause outbursts. Depressions can cause people to have outbursts. So can PTSD. Whenever the symptoms overlap, they're only going to pay for one. They're not going to pay for that same symptom for each disability. Come on, let's talk about it. Now we got Gary in here. Say hello, everyone. Good to be with you all again. Good to be with you too. Do y'all look? I did this here. I designed this myself, meaning I got the colors and stuff and put the little stuff. Y'all like that? Because it took me a while to do it because I was trying to do it in a way. And look what I did. In the middle, there's a pyramid. So I showed a Venn diagram with the three different conditions and then the overlapping symptoms. And you can only count that overlapping symptom one time, even though you might be service connected for PTSD, panic attacks, and depression. They're only going to count it toward the condition that it impacts the most, and thus your service connection and your compensation. And they're talking, they're saying good evening to our brother. Now, then we have Vin Olive in the house saying hello, H-Town and everybody. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, what does this mean? So if you had a rating for that PTSD, and if you had a lot of people think, well, if I got three different mental health conditions, I should be able to get something for each one of them. I'm 30% for my PTSD. I'm 20% for another condition, and which you're not no 20% for it, and I'm 10% for this. Okay, I should be able to add them up, right? No, it doesn't work like that. You're only gonna get rated for the one that's the most severe. Come on, let's talk about it, family. They don't add them up. No double dipping. No double dipping when it comes to what? The symptoms. You can't use the same symptom for each service-connected mental health disability that you have. They're only going to pay you for one of your service-connected disabilities based on the symptoms. So, and you can only use that symptom for one of them. You can't say, well, of course it may affect all of them, but what they're going to say that your condition, these different conditions interact in ways you can't separate them. So they're just going to pay you one and all. Yeah, you're depressed, but your depression, yeah, you got panic attacks, but your panic attacks, yeah, you got PTSD, but your PTSD, your panic attacks, and your depression interact in ways that can't be separated, meaning they ain't gonna separate the money out. Did you hear what I just said? That's them weasel words. They saying we ain't gonna pay you but for one, because we can't divide them out. Now, if you able to find a doctor that could divide them out, that can justify that, saying that symptom is a standalone symptom for your panic attacks, that's a standalone symptom for your PTSD, you might have a case. Everybody show love to our brother Kevin Cobart Sr. in the house. Thank you. Everybody show love. Now, no double dipping when it comes to mental health conditions. Meaning, yeah, how many of y'all like to double dip when it comes to eating chips or any kind of chips or other things? Who like to use two different sauces? Huh? Who like to use two different sauces? Let us know. Like, you know, you might like a hot sauce and a sweet sauce at the same time. You might like queso. Now, who likes to double dip when it comes to food? You want some ketchup and some mayo, some ranch and some salad dressing. You want it all. Yes or no? You double dips in here. With mental health, generally you cannot double dip. Now, so remember, in this situation, you're dealing with, you might be service connected for all these different mental health conditions, right? Okay, sweet and sour pork. Okay, now that's double dipping sweet and sour. Some people, I like salty and sweet. What y'all like? Who double dips here? I like salty and sweet, but I eat the salty thing first, then something sweet, then salty again. That's my thing. Some people, y'all, I don't drink, but they put a little salt around their drink. I've seen them do it. I said, what is that? They say that's salt. So with mental health conditions, you might have a diagnosis and a service connection for several mental health conditions. But the measure that has the most severe measure of severity level or severity, that's the one that you're going to get compensated with money for. All right. Tell me if that's clear. Let me know if what I've said so far is clear. If you understand what I'm saying, put a check in the just put a check in the chat, or put the word check. If you don't, put a question mark, because we want to make sure this is clear. You can be diagnosed and service connected for several mental health conditions, but you only will be paid or compensated for one, because they, in general, the symptoms, they only pay for the symptoms related to one condition, because the symptoms will overlap. Put a check in, okay. Now listen what we say. J. Oliver say mental health is rated like a symptom gumbo. Yes. Let me go back so it makes sense. Look, that's a real good way to put it. Oh man, y'all put a check in the chat if y'all got an emoji, or put the word check or yes, whatever you able to put in there. Let me show y'all something. We got to go back to that, because H-Town got this. It took me a while, but I had to use some of my little skills. J. Oliver say yes. Look, If you're diagnosed, and this is for almost all mental health conditions, okay? I didn't mean to do it that way. If you are diagnosed with 3 mental health conditions and they all have the same symptoms, in this example, we saying PTSD, panic attacks, and depression, and all of them cause you to be fatigued. That's the man with the little battery on his back. Outbursts or make you nervous, and it make all 3 conditions make you sleepy. They're gonna see which one these symptoms impact the most. Is it your PTSD, your panic attacks, or your depression? Even though you're service connected for all 3, it's the only one that these overlapping symptoms have the most impact on. Do that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Now, let's get back to it, family. Now, I need to know, have anybody ever explained this to you, or did you know this already? Did you figure it out on your own? Anybody ever explained peer meeting like this before to you? If they have, I mean, if nobody's ever explained it to you like this, put a 1 in the chat. If somebody you learned this before and they clarified it like this, put a 2 in the chat. If you've never heard until H-Town explain it to you, because we want to know where y'all at, what's going on. Let us know. Is this the first time you've had explained it to you like this? Put a 1 in the chat, or yes, if this the first. If it's not, put a 2 in the chat. All right, let's see what we got here. So, Jay Oliver say, yes, this is the first time he's heard about it like this. Jay Oliver says yes. Coasty says yes. Now Jay Oliver says 2. So which is it? Yes, this is the first time or not? 2, that means Jay Oliver already knew. So where did you learn about it, Jay Oliver? Let us know. Now, Charleston say this is the first time that peer meeting was explained in this detail. Now, Coasty says 1 is the first time. Betty 1, you explained this months ago. Okay. Now, where did you learn about it the first time, Gary Walker? I'd love to know. See, I like to find out where y'all getting information so I can find more information. Good. Now, listen to what he says. Question. I love when he does this question. Are the 3 mental health ratings the same percentage? No, you're only going to get a percentage for one of them. You're going to be service connected for all of them, but I don't think the other ones get a percentage. The only one that's going to get a percentage next to them is the one that's the most severe. I'm so glad you asked that question, because I may not have explained that tonight. See, because in order for something to have a percentage, now I will say this, I'm not for sure, and let me come up on the screen. You getting me in some deep territory here, bro. Since they're service connected, they got to at least be 0%. Okay, so let me go back. Man, this is I'm gonna scroll it back because this is very important. Now listen, I don't know if they are, but I'm assuming that they possibly could be. Listen to what I'm saying. Let's say, for example, I love your question, brother Charleston. Question: are the 3 mental health ratings the same percentage? No, that I know for sure. So for me, let's say I got PTSD. Let's say I was service connected for panic attacks and depression and PTSD. Well, 1, I'm only gonna the highest, the one that's I'm gonna get a percentage beyond 0 is gonna be PTSD. That's the only one I'm be getting compensated, because you don't get compensated until you have a 10% rating. Now, the panic attacks, I'm gonna be service connected for. Is there a percentage associated with it? I don't know. If it is, it ain't gonna be nothing but 0. What about depression? Yeah, is there a percentage related to it? I don't think so. If it is, it ain't gonna be nothing but 0, because at 0%, the depression and the panic attacks will not be compensated. PTSD has to be high because that's the one I'm gonna have a rating for. You understand? Listen to what he said. Overlapping symptoms. Overlapping symptoms. So they're only going to pay these symptoms we see that all three of these conditions, these service-connected disabilities have in common. The only one service-connected disability that's going to be compensatable, at least a 10% or higher, will be the one that the symptoms affect the most, these overlapping symptoms. So it still your depression still may make you have fatigue. Your depression still may make you sleepy, but if it's not affecting you as much as your PTSD, you're not going to get compensated. You're only going to get money for the one that's the most severe. And hopefully we've explained that well. If not, we will continue to hit home with it. As Brother Kevin Kobarsin say, overlapping symptoms, they don't compensate. They ain't going to divide it out. They're going to give it to one and not the other one. You can be diagnosed for more than one mental health illness. Yes, you can be diagnosed for more than one mental health illness, but you cannot be compensated for more than one mental health condition generally. Mainly. But remember, TBI has mental health aspects, but it's also a cognitive disorder. I believe that eating disorders, I'm not for sure. That's why I say maybe. But in general, no. But when it comes to eating disorders, I believe it's possible that you can be. I'm not for sure, but I haven't found the information yet. So I'm gonna have to verify that. It's possible. It's possible. It may be possible for you to have, let's say, PTSD and get compensated, and you might be able to get compensated for an eating disorder. I'm not for sure yet. So I got to look into it. Now listen to what our brother said. So panic attack 0%, depression 0%, together 10%. They're not gonna you are slick. This man's slicker than Motorhall. Not if you already getting service connected for PTSD. I don't think they give you a percentage to avoid that. But no, the only one that you're going to see a percentage on in actuality, let me be honest with you, on your decision letter will be the PTSD, or if the panic attacks is the main one, the only one you're going to see, that's the most severe one, you're going to see a rating percentage for that, but not for the other conditions. The other conditions I have, there's no percentage related to them. The only one that has a percentage related to them is the PTSD. Okay? Now, that's why they don't put no number on the decision letter, because they know a Charleston out there. They know a Charleston go out there and say, hey, listen, 2 zeros equal 10%. Yes, if they keep you from working, for those of you that don't know, if you have 2 0% ratings or more, and they prevent you from working, in VA math, 0 plus 0 equals 10%. Real, you've been paying attention in class, Charleston. Now, that's what happened to me. Now, let me ask you here, brother Kevin Kobar Sr., are you diagnosed with more than one mental health condition? Who in here, let us know how many mental health conditions you are diagnosed with. Put the number in the chat. If you can remember, H-Town is diagnosed with 3. But the only one, the PTSD, is the only one that I have a percentage related to it, and I get compensated for it. It's at 100%. But anything 10% or higher, they compensate you. I don't know if they got rid of the 0% yet. I forget. But the other two, they don't have a percentage related to them. My paranoia and the other one, no. How many mental health conditions are you? And we might say that because we're gonna show you what a lot of them are. So you might be so we'll get into that. Family, y'all. So Gary says 5. Gary Walker says 5. Let me ask you this here. How many of them have a percentage next to them related to it? I mean, even starting at 0 or 10 or 20. Are they only compensating you for 1 or more? 1. Let me know. Gary, how many are you being compensated for? You said you got 5. Mental health service connection. Van Olive says 3. I have 3 also. Then Jay Oliver says 5 by CMP and DBQ. Betty Bob says 2. Okay. Now, not compensated yet, but you got them in the works. Let me know, family. Are they paying you for more than one mental health condition? Let us know. Now, it's hard to get TBI and PTSD or TBI and another mental health condition, but it can be done because that's an organic. Now, look, Gary say, but only one of them have rating of 70%. Did you hear me? So we not making this up. We got to get into it. When I find out about these eating disorders, I'm doing some deep dive. If you find out any information, because I had some information I saw that say you can get rated separately, even though eating disorder is a mental health condition. They saying you may be able to get rated for that separately from other conditions, but I don't know that to be a fact. So we're working on that, family. Now, so that it makes sense, we got to go back to another one. Family, y'all really breaking this down. So this is what we're saying. Look what our brother's saying. Gary's saying this here. Yeah, I may have several conditions. Jay Oliver has 5. Let's say these are the 5 that Jay Oliver have. We're not saying that you do, my brother. If Jay Oliver had PTSD, bipolar disorder, delusional disorder, major depressive disorder, MDD, obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, he would only get compensated for the one that's the most severe, the one at the top of the pyramid. All the other ones will act as symptoms of that main condition, PTSD, or you could switch it. That main condition could be major depressive disorder and everything else falling up under it. Tell me if I'm making sense. So that being the case, you are only getting paid for the one service-connected disability, because all of them can be service-connected, but only one will, the one that's the most severe, will you receive VA compensation for. Now listen. All right. Just like our brother say, he's only compensated for one. This is generally speaking. Now listen, he say, this VA math is too hard. I'd fail. I stick with algebra. Wow. Now listen to what, this is the thing that we want you to understand. Brother Kevin hitting it home. Remember, let's say PTSD is your main one. The rest of them all have overlapping symptoms. So they're going to say that some of your symptoms from your PTSD is common with the ones in bipolar, delusional, major depression, obsessive compulsion. All of them may keep you from sleeping, but you're only going to be compensated for the one that affects you the most. Now we took that home, and I thank y'all for being so patient, but we want to make sure it's simple, because some people say, oh, your information too simple. That's what I want it to be. And they really made me feel good when they said that, because I want it to be simple. Because why would you want to talk over people's head? Plato said that teaching is a dialogue. Yes, he did. Meaning teaching goes back and forth. So I can't be throwing out big words and nobody understand what I'm saying. I'm not effective. That's me just trying to show how smart I am. That ain't going nowhere. That ain't helping nobody. That's real talk right there. So I want to be able to explain it to a 5-year-old. You hear what I said? Because I wanted somebody to explain it to me like that. Don't give me all this complication. And I hope tonight, listen to what, family, what's going on here? Hold on. Wait a minute. We got 19 likes and 17 watching. What you say? Is that really? This is amazing. This is very good. And I thank y'all. Family, that means a lot. Now, ain't that a trip? I done shut down a whole bunch of stuff where people can't do nothing, but everybody coming in still. You got to be in there 3 months to communicate, to be in the chat. So when they try to make new accounts, it don't work because I keep the number going up. Next month, I'll say you need 4 months to do it. After that, 5 months. So when you keep making new accounts, it ain't gonna do no good because you won't be able to get in there. And by the time I do let everybody in here, we all gonna be solidified. You see how H-Town is? Huh? Yeah. Because when you block accounts, they have to create new ones. Well, if I say you need to have been here for 3 months to communicate, that they gonna have to wait 3 months before they can come in and troll. Unless they have extra troll accounts sitting on the side. Come on now. Family, we're not playing with this thing. Yeah. Uh-oh. Now let's go here. So remember what we're saying here. No double dipping, only paid for the one that's the most severe. The mental health condition that's the most severe is the one that's going to have a percentage associated with it. And if it's that percentage 10% or higher, you're going to be compensated with money for it. H-Town equations, H-Town math. Do you hear me? You better believe it. Huh? Oh, y'all say, oh, I wasn't quiet. People was cutting up. They were doing it outside of here. But I know how to handle it, and they gonna keep coming. It kind of made me feel good because let me know we doing something good. And I'm gonna tell you, I learned some things from trolls. I ain't gonna lie to you. They said some things because listen, everybody don't mean necessarily to troll. Some people trying to be constructive, but they don't know how to deliver the information. You got to know how to talk to people. Now, let's say, for example, you are 100% for post-traumatic stress disorder. That's your mental health condition or whatever condition you have. Let's say whatever your condition is. But we're talking about the hypothetical Mr. John Brown. Now, check it out. We just talked about those 3 things. Remember what we just talked about. See, this is why I love going back. I usually don't go back like this. Look at this here. Now, John Brown has what? He is service connected for PTSD as his main disability, right? Or let's just say anybody. Let's just say anybody. This the person we talking about today. We ain't gonna say John Brown. Give me a second. I want y'all to see this here. We going back over this. I want you to see it. Look at that. So PTSD, panic attacks, and depression. Huh? But let's say we just dealing with the PTSD and they have panic attacks, they have depressions. But in this case with Mr. John, we'll say Mr. John Brown, they're treated as symptoms. Let me explain. Can we say why? Come on, let's go to the let's get to it. So remember, let's say this person is 100% for PTSD. Now look at the bottom. This is the DBQ. I changed colors and enlarged it. For PTSD, the review disability, the DBQ. So PTSD review disability benefits questionnaire released in January 2022. Now look at this, because you got to make sure you have the most up-to-date one, okay? Mr. John Brown has a depressed mood. That's the depression we talked about, right? Even though he's going to be compensated for PTSD, Depression still put in there. Panic attacks more than once a week. Even though he may have a diagnosis for panic attacks, but it's only being used as a symptom for of his PTSD. Chronic sleep impairment, which is insomnia, right? So even though he may have insomnia, it's used as a symptom of his PTSD. Tell me if that makes sense. Now look what our brother say. It looks like my DBQ. Yes. Come on now. And you go back over your DBQ and you study it and you study that. Don't just sit it down. Go back and review and make sure everything right. When that's going to be what you use to fight going forward. Tell me I hope that was helpful to their family, how we tied that in there. Now remember, these symptoms, even though you're only being compensated for your PTSD or whichever mental health disorder you got, the symptoms play a part in affecting your ability to work and function in daily life. It throws off your rhythm. If you're having panic attacks, can you really focus on your job? Not really, because you don't know when they're coming. And if you have them at certain times, you can have insomnia, you can have nervousness and agitation, and you can be fatigued. Come on now. These all act as symptoms to the main condition that you're service connected for. Now we're going to go into a section, and y'all let us know, are you familiar or do you have any of these issues? If you'd like to share, you don't have to if you don't want to. The first mental health condition we're going to talk about is eating disorders. You don't have to mention if you have, maybe if you struggled in the past, or you know somebody. Okay, being anorexic. I can't say anorexica. I say anorexica. I don't know why I say it like that. Now, that's the first one. When you have a problem where people tend to have a very bad view of their body. They think they're overweight when they're not. And some people may be 80 or 90 pounds, and it's very dangerous. It can lead to someone losing their life because of lack of the malnutrition. Now, let's see what our brothers say. Question: is anger a mental health condition for PTSD? No, anger is a symptom of PTSD. If your rating is PTSD, what other if you, let's say you're rated for PTSD and that's the only mental health condition you got, the anger or violent outburst would be a symptom of it. If you want to self-harm, that is a symptom of your PTSD, because that's what you're service connected for, and that's what you are being compensated for. So we have to meet two criteria. It ain't just enough for you to be service connected for a mental health condition. You have to also be being compensated. That's the one that'll add to your severity level if you're not at 100% already. Anger is not a separate diagnosis. It is a symptom of other mental health conditions. We have our sister Farm Girl Rebel in the house. Said, good evening, fam. Everybody show love to our sister. Yes, indeed. Thank you for doing that, Jay Oliver. Right when they come in, look at Kevin. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Love y'all. Now listen. So this is a condition, and this is what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Can you get service connected for other mental health conditions and being anorexic at the same time, or bulimic? Okay, I don't know for sure. I'm doing my best to find out. Okay, they're showing love to our Farm Girl up in here. We thank y'all, and she's saying love back. Now, so we're going over the first section of mental health disorder. We're not going over every section, but we're kind of catching up the main highlights. Bulimia, okay, is another eating disorder. There are others, but we're going to talk about the main two. That's when somebody just gorged themselves. Whoever known somebody that was bulimic, that ate a whole bunch of food and just stuffed themselves? I mean, a large, and they may not even been a big person, and then would purge themselves or throw it up. That's what that is. So they eat a lot to get full then. Now, the secondary of those disorders. Okay, secondary. Okay, that's what I'm assuming I got you. Then they purge themselves. Number 2 is adjustment disorders. We ain't going into many details, but you have problems adjusting to work settings, home. So he say he knows somebody. Yes, he knows a woman like that does that. Let me see. Yes, I've known people, young women. Now, have y'all ever seen it affect men? All right, but I know because image, when it comes to being anorexic or bulimic, we talking about bulimic. That's the question I asked you about. Young people, young men. Yes, I knew a few purgers. Now, were they younger, or is this something that affects people when it comes to bulimia later in life too, or is it more of an image thing when people are younger? Now, adjustment disorder, not being able to adjust to work, to focus. We'll talk more about that when we cover the topic, but adjustment disorder, we just kind of highlighting a few. Number 3, anxiety disorders. Now, this is what we were talking about. Anxiety disorder could be PTSD, anxiety, that generalized anxiety. They got different ones. Yes, a couple of bodybuilders. Didn't think about that. Yes, a couple of bodybuilders. I didn't know that, but that's kind of contradictory. If they're purging themselves, isn't that kind of messing with the health of them wanting to be fit and healthy? Very interesting. One of the main anxiety disorders is PTSD. Remember, PTSD is an anxiety disorder. And many of us got it in the military. Let me see here to say, never saw a man with eating problems seem only women. Yeah, there are men, but maybe they're not as vocal about it, and it may not be as many because women, a lot of pressure is put on women to look a certain way, to do certain things, and that can be extremely stressful. Now, also PTSD, MST trauma, things like that. That's right closely associated with anxiety disorders. Obsessive compulsive disorder. We have a video, watch it in our library on obsessive compulsive. Now, let me ask you this here. Which one do you have? I think I'm a little extreme on the hand washing. Which one do you have? Who does the hand washing? Who checks the locks on the doors? Give us the lock emoji. If you wash your hands a lot, give us the bar soap emoji, or somebody washing their hand in the sink, or put hands, put locks, the word locks if you can't put the images. Let us know which ones affects y'all when it comes to obsessive compulsive disorder, where you actually are doing things in a repetitive manner to calm yourself down, like checking the doors all the time to make sure you're locked, even though I think I just checked them. I gotta check and make sure again. That's obsessive and compulsive, meaning I'm obsessed over security. Compulsion is I'm continually checking the locks. That's the compulsion, the action. Grass, this is my obsession. I kind of let it chill. I let my grass grow a little bit now, but I'm real crazy about it. I don't try to do the yard of the month or nothing. But let's see what it say. Our brother say locking the doors. He's a locker. Betty Bob say washing hands and locking doors. And then MG Smith checking the doors, locking the doors. And Kevin says checking locked doors. Yes, me too. That me and Kevin was saying. Horse gates. Now that's an interesting one, given the fact she's on a farm. One of the biggest anxiety would be is your horse is getting out. You got to be real careful in checking those gates for those horses, especially if you got them outside the stall in them pens, because they'll get a loose, won't they, farm girl? Trying to chase them down. Real talk. Then checking for any speck or anything when it comes to your house, making sure everything is perfect and in order. Yes, they have gotten loose very scarily. So scary. So listen, it depends on your situation. It depends on your situation. If you're on a farm, your anxieties will come along with the things that you're doing every day that causes you stress. Okay? Now listen, I mowed the yard twice today because I didn't think it was good enough. I've done that before, so I'm trying not to do it again. But I'm going to keep my yard up. I keep my yard, but I'm obsessive. Oh boy! So you see, some of the things we do is to reduce our anxiety because of this obsessive. Now, panic disorder, we talked about. We went over it. Panic disorder, you can have stress, fatigue, nervousness. Remember, we talked about this nervousness and this frustration overlapping with conditions. Look at all the hopelessness. Phobias, you can develop phobias from panic attacks. Or phobias can cause panic attacks. Come on now. Let's talk about it. You may not be able to watch the news. And we say panic attacks, they can be they can stop you in your tracks. They can stop you in your tracks. I want, if somebody could say, what's the longest you've been affected by a panic attack? Is that 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours? I have no idea. I've had short panic attacks, but I don't know how long that they'll last. Mine has been under 10 minutes. What's the longest? Oh, wow. I can't listen to 911 calls anymore. Now, did you used to work in that with them? Or is it something where were you hearing 911 calls? Like on detective shows? Let us know. Does that cause you panic attacks? Let me ask y'all this here. What's the biggest thing that causes y'all panic attacks? People getting in my space too close. Now, I ain't talking about people I know. I'm talking about people all up on my property, something they shouldn't be doing, like stuff like that. Or police radios. Interesting. Oh, listen. Yes, I forgot. I didn't want to say it unless I was for sure. 33 years at a 911 emergency dispatcher. Wow. Family, y'all hear that? So Jay say the longest his panic attacks have lasted has been 15 minutes. How long? I don't like people behind me. That's what it is. And I got another one. I don't like reckless eyeballing. Reckless eyeballing, I usually wouldn't say anything to anybody, even if they're behind me, I get out the way. But people that all that extra eye contact, I don't like it. Even when they're told to disengage. I know my doctor said I shouldn't use that term because that's a military, that's a combat term. That's just how I feel about it. Jay Oliver say people behind me. Betty Bob say we have 21 likes and 16 watching. Family, y'all are incredible. When we keep the drama out the room, that don't mean we can have disagreement. We can. Let me tell y'all something. If it's in good faith, ain't nothing we can't do. Y'all know I'm an easygoing person. I just don't like people playing in my face. I don't want nobody up in here pretending to be somebody, and then we got them in one video after another, and we got to go back in history and watch that garbage. No, we shutting all that down. That's what people say, H-Time, why don't you just go on? No, we going on, but we cleaning out our closet. No. So everybody else coming here, so you're watching, you're new, we're welcome here. You're gonna be able to chat in a few months and sit back and enjoy. But that's because of trolling issues that we're not just gonna have people popping in here. And when they come, we ain't gonna fall in love with you. We gonna treat you with respect. We gonna embrace you, and we ain't falling in love with each other. We gonna show each other respect. Because people try to get you to fall in love with their stories, and some of their stories be lies. Now, Rose City D says, good evening, H-Town Vet, and salute the chat. And everybody showing love to Rose City D. He put some change on it about a week ago. Thank him for that. For that $25 donation. He done it before. Now, phobia. Now, come on, family. Y'all don't like talking about these phobias. A fear of something. They got a phobia. Talking about the fear of number 13. Fear of going outside. I fear enclosed places. Who are fearful of any type of animal, insect? Who fear a certain color? Who fear frogs, spiders, snakes? What is that phobia? Fear of a certain thing. Going outside, agoraphobia. Fear, they call it, it's Greek for fear of the marketplace, but that's a fear of going outside. What is your fear? Do you fear spiders? Insects, like that look like a weird looking roach. Enclosed spaces. You see things. You fear being in a dark room. Well, I'm fearing the dentist because I got to go in the morning. Betty Boss, my dental appointment is in the morning. How did this slide get in here? You say, H-Town, that ain't you. That's a young white young lady. Yeah, she encapsulates my anxiety. That's how I see. See all these crazy people looking at her? That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel. I'm like her. I ain't signed up for all this. But thank you, Better Bops. We'll be going in the morning. Now, the next one is cognitive disorder. Dealing with the thought process. The cognitive is dealing with the thought processes of the mind. Okay? What affects the thought processes of the mind? It can be physical, meaning the thought processes, your decision making, your memory, and cognitive. Now, all the conditions can affect that, but we're talking about in specifically which ones does major damage to that. Delirium, all right, confirm, having that like Alzheimer's. This is a very powerful, when I say powerful, I mean it affects people's lives in a very hard way. But y'all go ahead and put any kind of insects. Let's see what our sisters say. Enclosed, especially roaches, insects. I'm allergic to all bug bites. People acting like they are stupid. You're allergic to that? Yes. I'm allergic to men that pretend to be women. Now Betty Bob says, people try to play me. See, that's your thing. That's your trigger. Now, have y'all had any close loved one, you ain't got to say who they are, who've had a close loved one that has suffered from Alzheimer's? Anybody in your family, just put a 1 in the chat if you've had someone in your family that's been affected by Alzheimer's. We have other conditions, but I don't know. Now listen with this. Here go the fear. I hate elevators, large crowds, the car wash. That thing makes me nervous. That's why I try to avoid going, but I've been going lately because I've been doing other stuff. Oh, this is my main one: noise and loud sounds. So, okay, yes. Jay would say yes. Somebody in the family suffer from Alzheimer's. We pray for your family if they're still here with us, and we pray for your family all together. Look, wow. Farm Girl Rebel say, 1, my dad and grandma. My Lord, yes indeed. That's these are all cognitive disorders. Traumatic brain injury is a cognitive disorder with mental health symptoms that mimic. Meaning it's a cognitive disorder, but you can have problems sleeping, you can develop anxiety. So there are secondary mental health effects that sometimes overlap. But you fight to be rated separately for traumatic brain injury and a mental health condition, because you let them know that it is a what disorder? It's not primarily a mental health disorder. It is primarily a cognitive disorder. That's why you have to go to a what? Neurologist, not to a psychiatrist, right? Come on now. But they may have overlapping symptoms from a mental health condition and traumatic brain injury. I hope I broke that down. And thanks earlier for Kevin making that clear. Symptom overlap. Now, traumatic brain injury is like something like CTI or concussions in the playing sports, but it's also it's like something happened where the head is jolted, or you might be knocked unconscious. Most people that's knocked unconscious through the explosions or whatever kind of concussion, you was attacked and hit in the head, that is traumatic brain injury. Now, let's see what our sister say. Farm Girl Road. Sorry, Betty, that just hurts the heart to witness. Yes, indeed. Oh, I didn't read this part. Oh, I didn't get to see that. I didn't see this one. I'm sorry. It skipped up. She say, my grandmother, my mother. Oh, my Lord. See, people don't know what people go through. Now, do they remember names, or do they call you other people's names? Do you have to watch them? Because I know somebody, they just walked for miles, came to our neighborhood we have like on our family property, we had 2 houses and a driveway in the middle. The man was dressed nice in a button-down shirt, older black gentleman, and he just come sit there with us like he was part of the family. He didn't say nothing, just come, and we kind of, cheers sitting out. And he started talking. He started, I said, he said, I'm fine. And I said, who you? Oh, I'm my family. How did you get it? Oh, I walked here. Do they know where yet? No. And then we said, can we call him? Sure, you can. Call this, I want to say it's son-in-law. And he had, when they went to work, he just walked out and walked down the street. We talking about walk for a good, and that worries me because he was on railroad track on one side of the road, and it's like ain't really no sidewalks in the hood, and he walking on the little side gravel part, and he could have got hurt. Now I read that one. Now listen. Now Charlton say back in World War I, they classified PTSD as shell shock. Yeah, shell shock meaning and then they used to call it soldier's heart, shell shock. They had several names for it depending on what, but it used to be soldier's heart too, but you're definitely right. TBI is more of the physical impact. Now, let me see what, I got to get it where I can see it. Let me pull it up. Now, so depends, but my dad would sometimes remember me and other times not. Toward the end, no recognition. You sorry to hear that, my sister. My mom passed when I was 22, so I don't know if she would have gotten it like her mom. Okay. And condolences on that too. Man, y'all be talking some serious stuff. You see why we ain't got no time to be playing with nobody here? I ain't got time. When people are sharing, you come in here and make a joke out of what we doing here, I'm going to do my best to get you up out of here. I'm going to do my best to fold you up to make sure you don't go to nobody else's channel doing something like that for attention. No, we serious here. We have fun too, but you got to know when to mature. Jay Oliver say, it's so, what's that? It's so verified, it's so variety, and and you are surprised how the mind transformed from lucid to infantile. Yeah, the Bible say once a man, twice a child. Now, Farm Girl say yes, Jay, exactly. Now, Betty Bob says, thank you, Farm Girl. No mom would lock herself in. She would not go out. She remembered my name. I was 51. Okay. You know, it affects different people different ways. Now, Rose City D say, when I was working a contract transport job through the VA, I had a client who had early onset of dementia. Get out of the van on me twice because I wouldn't take him home. I had to call 911. Ooh, that's stressful there. But this is serious stuff. We was in 5 o'clock traffic. Oh my God. Oh Lord, that's nerve-wracking in itself. That's triggering to you. Gary Walker says grandma didn't remember us from ages 94 to 99 when she passed away. That's heavy, man. That's heavy. Alzheimer's did not affect my family like that. They would say, oh, my grandma, she died at 95. And they were saying that she didn't know, but she knew what was going on. She looked, and she was missing her mind. Let me tell you what happened. And you know, I'm just cheering it up and being real with you. When I joined the military in 1988, I borrowed $5 from her. So I'm going over in Germany for 2 years, about 2.5 years, and then another 6 months in Desert Storm. So when I called home from Desert Storm, I was talking to my grandmother. This is my great grandmother, right? The one I borrowed the $5 from. And I told my big mama, which is my grandmother, to tell my great grandmother. She was in the room with her. Tell her that I love her and I'm gonna see her when I get home. And she said, "Oh, it was on the video. No, it was on the video. They video. I gotta find the video. Hope it ain't deteriorated. It was a VHS tape." And she say, "Yeah, you know, call my name." Say, "Yeah, where he at?" She talking about where he at. Oh, he ain't here. So she got all. Now on the phone. Let me correct. On the phone, she did say, tell I say hi. She say, tell him when he gonna bring me my $5. She remembered that. She wasn't, you know, she knew what was going on there, but maybe her mind came and gone. But then when they did the video, she said, well, where he at? Oh, you just been video. And she stopped for a minute and she stopped for the video. This is the cracked up thing. She was like, where he at? Where he at? Cause I used to sit with her, watch movies. My great grandmother. That's the one you hear me call grandma all the time because I spend all my time with her. She taught me how to rake grass and everything. Just a wonderful person, her and my great grandfather. So she said, where he at? Where he at? And then they said, oh, then she just stopped. They didn't tell her nothing. Well, I want you to come home safe. I was in the war then. Come home safe. We care about you and we gonna be here. And then she stopped and said, is he in the other room? That's the wildest thing I ever seen. But I ain't laughing at my grandma. But I just loved her so much, you know. We don't forget about no money, H-Town. Lord, how she remembered she supposed to have the Alzheimer's, but she remembered that $5. I mean, with $5. I borrowed it and I forgot to pay her before I went to basic training. Man, no, don't forget no money. Now, family, like we say, yeah, Big G grandma said, I don't forget my money. No, apparently she didn't. I can hear in the background saying it. Tell her, say who? And when they say my name again, tell him when he gonna pay me my $5. Oh, can you imagine being on a long distance call, getting embarrassed by your your grandma about the money? You borrowed 3 years ago. Oh Lord, I couldn't wait to get back and pay her money. Now listen, oh man, and like I said, I don't have no bad memories of. I miss her, but lived a long life, and her daddy lived to be 108. He died about 8-9 years before I was born, and he born in 1852. Now, next is dissociative disorders like amnesia. Do you know anybody? Now, amnesia is a little different. This can happen to a young person. Do you know anybody have where they just walk away from their whole life? And have you ever known a veteran in particular, anybody else you know, to just walk away from their whole life, forget about it, and start a whole new life? Who've ever seen that happen? That's distortion from your memory, your thoughts, amnesia. They used to call it psychogenic fugue. Let us know. Now that's amnesia. Have you known anybody in here have you ever had amnesia? Dissociative disorder. Now you might have multi-personality disorder. I don't know if the VA pay for that. Let me go back to that page because we don't want that one that look a little too upsetting. I don't want to stay on it. I'll show it to you, but I don't want to stay on it. Now, listen, many things about the human mind, even psychologists and clinicians do not understand. No, not me. No, not me. Isn't that a good one to use on your woman? Say, why, you wake up somewhere and say, woman, this is not my house and you're not my wife. I want answers. But some people do experience amnesia. They'll walk away, or they might. Y'all seen the movies where they don't remember nothing past a certain time, so they remember up until the first 3 years of their marriage, or when their children was like 8 or 9, but now their children is 20, but they still remember them last time is from age 9. This can be some serious stuff, fam. Fam, y'all did amazing tonight, and we thank you. Y'all been so incredible. Now, mood disorders. Now, this is when mood disorders heavy. Mood disorders, those that affect the mood. Bipolar disorder. We had one sister saying earlier that they're going in for bipolar disorder. Let me ask you this here. If you've ever been affected by bipolar disorder or know someone who has, you don't have to make the difference. Let us know. You ain't got to specify whether it was you or someone else. Put a BP in the chat for bipolar. Put BP in the chat. Let us know. I've never been affected by it or diagnosed with it, but I know people who have. Let us know. And how do you cope with it? How do you deal with somebody that has issues? Because that remember, this is a mood disorder where your mood can change from happy to sad. And how quick did you see the person's mood change? Or how quick did yours change? Are there certain things that trigger it, the mood change, or is it random? Let us know. Have you ever known someone to suffer from bipolar disorder, where they'll be happy one minute and go straight to depressed and then get all happy again? Bipolar, I have, it's like walking on eggshells around them. So being around somebody, especially, let's say you were married to somebody with bipolar disorder. What triggers them? What happens? Talk about it. Do you know anybody that had bipolar disorder? Now, yes, my wife lost 10 years memory. Now, this is dealing with the dissociative disorder. Now, listen, my wife lost 10 years of memory after surgery. Thought Jimmy Carter was president in 1989. Wow. Thought was 1979. Didn't know me. That's heavy. This happened in real. I've heard of cases of it, but you're the first person I heard that happened to in real life. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say, I didn't know them on a personal level, but I have been around some people. Okay. Now, J. Oliver says, random, no triggers. They act different for the same type of situation. Now, that's confusing as heck to me. That's hard. And I know it's hard on them too. I just, could you imagine me? I got PTSD and somebody's unpredictable with their behavior. Can you imagine they being bipolar and me having PTSD? Man. Wow. Man. You know, think about that. If I got somebody that was bipolar and I got PTSD, that could be really hard, you know, without medication for both of us. Let me see what y'all got. I'm so sorry to hear that Charlton Zimmerman and say Farm Girl, she passed away in 2016. Condolences to your family, man. Yes, indeed. Whew. I ain't trying to be here. We about to get off this subject, but major depressive disorder is another one. We didn't go over all of them. We just broke down the category. We on mood disorders now. We won't make it too something. Major depressive disorder. If you suffer from major depressive disorder or know someone that does, put MDD in the chat. Major depressive disorder. And I think this is the last one. MDD. I suffer from major depressive disorder, personally. Not service connected for it, but I suffer from it. Farm Girl Rebel, major depressive disorder. J. Oliver, major depressive disorder. Yes, indeed, family. MG Smith, major depressive disorder. So I'm assuming some of you may have the condition. How in the world can y'all get up? How can y'all come and join us in this live stream with such a condition? How can you keep coming and be positive? I want to know personally. I just really want to know because I struggle from it. Even though I'm not service connected from it, that don't mean that it doesn't affect me. How do y'all keep going? How y'all keep coming here? How do y'all come here? Please tell me this here. When the trolls be cutting up, how do y'all stay positive the way y'all do? Which they don't come all the time, but you don't need. How do y'all stay positive? Mine hit me where I don't know why I'm sad. So it'll happen, but I won't know why I'm sad. I won't know. And I just started telling people. I said, yeah, I'm a little sad today. I told my daughter, you know, because I be checking to make sure she all right or calling where she at. I said, yeah, I'm a little sad today, you know. I'm just being straight up with y'all. Ain't no use of me pretending with y'all. It hurts sometimes. And I be like, I don't be want to come on live because I don't want to bring y'all down, you know. But when I get on here, y'all got me talking. Even when they be trolling it, I be getting fired up. Because I love everybody, but I just don't like nobody taking nobody's time up. It ain't nobody personal. It's just I don't like nobody wasting time with foolishness. Me too, H-Town. Wow, from Gary Walker. How do you cope with it and manage? J. Oliver say meds, counseling, and time management. Now I got the counseling and meds. How do you manage your time? Because that's something that you have personal control over. How do you use time to keep from getting down, brother? I kind of schedule things, but then sometime it'll hit me, you know, because my birthday coming up and all my family, you know, we talking about a lot of people gone, the older people, and I miss them. And they would, you know, make me feel important on my birthday. But I got my daughter and my niece. They better look out for them if you watch. Now, sometimes it's rough. Today, I took 2 naps because I was so tired. Look, That's one solution that I found that works for me. Rest. Remember, Jesus believed in resting. God made the whole world and took a rest. The prophet Elijah, when Jezebel threatened his life and had a hit out on him, he ran 17 miles to, I think, to Jerusalem. I forget exactly. Yes. But then he went and fell by a little stream, and he just said, you know what? It's enough now, God. Just take away my life. I'm no better than none of my fathers. You talking about his ancestor before him, his family. He say, you know, just let things got messed up. And God caused the deep sleep to come on him. And when he woke up the next day, everything was all right. Huh? Because sometimes you just need a rest. You know, you may need a rest from anxiety, from conflict, from alcohol. Huh? Some people need a rest from lying, from hating, trolling. You might need a rest. Come on, now, I ain't trying to preach in there. I'm end up getting saved again talking to y'all. I hope that, and have them adjust your medicine if it's causing side effects. Ooh, now let me see. I get down to my Van Olive say major depressive disorder. Family, y'all got. I had stopped. I got to catch up with reading now. Ooh, y'all got me. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to drop a load on y'all. Family, I know we had a lot of people in here. Some of y'all left. It's hard to handle this here, but family, we got to do it. Now listen what our sister say. Hold on. I ain't never heard this before. Now y'all can talk about any of the mental health conditions and that we've covered. Betty Bob say, I have bipolar and PTSD. H-Town, you told me months ago when I first started talking on here, it was not menopause. It was from some mental health, and it is when I search for my veteran Marine therapist. Okay, you say I told her. Okay, yeah. Is that what I said? You remember things. I forgot. I'm sorry. Kevin Cobart Sr. say, you got to take it a day at a time. I need it. I be thinking days ahead of time, or when something major coming up and I got to go to the appointment in the morning. I don't remember what time it is, but I'm going to look it up. But it'll eat at me. Oh, I forgot the time because my daughter asked me. But I'm going to look it up. I think they send you text. Let me see. I got that on the text. They send you a text. Now that's my hair appointment. I gotta figure out when that appointment is. I'm gonna call in the morning and find out. Now let's see. Did I read this one yet? H-Town, because you make us feel safe. This is my only socialization, and it has to be with other veterans with some more problems. Yeah, with similar problems too. Yes. See, that's amazing. You would think us coming together that we would kind of bring each other down. But because I have people that can identify with what I'm going through, it makes me feel better. Weird enough, it makes me help be able to cope. Say, Kevin Cobart Sr., that's the ticket for Brother Charleston. Take it one day at a time. We can relate to each other. Come on. How has this live stream, and I think this is about the last slide dealing with the topic for tonight. How has this live stream and being able to chat with others and fellowship in here and communicate and be supported by other veterans, how has that helped you? You know, does it help you with coping mechanism? What does it do for you? Just tell us what it does for you. It helps me because it gives me a purpose in life outside my individual one. I'm in the process of trying to get on top of it. Yes, indeed. We here to help you. Gary Walker, have you done therapy, sister? I have Jesus and a therapist. You got it. Hey, that's good. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say, I usually feel better after a nap. Me too. Getting me to lay down is the issue, but feel guilty because I wasn't productive. Me too. This the same thing that Farm Girl has the problem with. If I lay down too much, I'm gonna feel like I ain't doing nothing in life. I ain't never been in a person to just sit around. If I did it, I very seldom get sick. If I do, I feel like it's the only time I really like is like if let's say my daughter take my vehicle, then I feel good because I don't have to worry about the vehicle. But I get anxious, like, oh, I got to go do something when I had a vehicle around. And my, other vehicles with my niece. I feel the same way, sister. Now listen to what Jay Oliver says. Meal plan, exercise, nap, music, prayer, and try to schedule hugs with my wife throughout the day. Listen, let me tell y'all something else. That's amazing. That y'all have purpose here because y'all don't know how much light y'all bring to my life coming in here. Sports help me. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's good, Brother Kevin. Now, yesterday I went for a 4-hour horse ride, wind in my hair, leaves on the trees, turning. Oh, Lord. Boy, that sounds like a good old country song. Now, MG Smith says, I met veterans with similar problems and we can share and feel safe, and you provide that for us. My goal. Now listen what our brother says. H-Town, let the fools cure themselves. Hold on, H-Town, let the fools cure themselves, the trolls. You say let them do it themselves, huh? You don't feel nothing for them. Y'all something else. Oh man, y'all a mess in here. Y'all do my heart good. Now, my youngest son has a learning disability and schizophrenia, this Farm Girl Rebel. He lives with us. Sometimes that can be a drain. Yes, indeed. I just pray to Jesus to help me with my cross. Let me tell y'all something. I say, my niece came and stayed with me, my other daughter here, she's my other daughter. But imagine a child with special needs and you got him with you. Sergeant Major D, my hat's off to him. Salute. He been out, it's one of his children, his last one, his daughter special needs, but he take care. And they be helping with other people's kids. This is what it is. So salutes off to all of you that have children that need extra care and you taking care of them. Salute you, and we thank God for you, because a lot of people ain't able to do it, not willing to do it. But thank you so much. And you got to take care of those goats and all them animals out there and your husband, and get your ride on the horse. Now listen, Farm Girl say, lucky he is sweet young man and med complaints. Let me tell you something. I couldn't ask for a better daughter. You know what I'm saying? I know I get on her nerves. Sometimes she get on mine. Now this is gonna sound weird because my daughter is so productive. Yeah, I gotta understand, but she like me, she can be lazy sometimes. You say, how's that possible? Look, it ain't her being at some other person's level, it's her being at her level. Randy Moss would be the greatest player that ever played professional football, but he's not. Tom Brady is. You know why? Because Randy Moss would take time off while he was playing. Meaning he wouldn't give his full effort out on the field. And he still was better than everybody else. It doesn't matter because he didn't give his 100%, and he admitted to such. Now, Terrell Owens gave his 100% for these, both were receivers, but he was disruptive in the locker room. So you got to have both. You got to know how to get along with people, and you got to give your 100%. There's some nice people that I ain't never had no problems with, but they unproductive. They the nicest people in the world. Wouldn't do nothing to hurt you. But if we ain't going nowhere, what good is you? Now, H-Town, it was memory loss. Okay. I was so relieved when you said that I mentioned that to my therapist, and she did agree with what you said. Okay. Let me see. I clicked on here. I don't socialize too much with other people. I can't tell that y'all don't socialize. I am an introvert myself. But let me tell you something. I feel more comfortable. I ain't gonna say y'all strangers now, but I feel more comfortable talking to strangers because sometimes the people you know, they'll try to use whatever they learn against you. Look how these trolls acting. Could you imagine a personal troll in my life every day that's been hanging around for 30 years waiting for me to fail, but I don't know, thinking they cool with me? Come on now. Family, come on. Can we talk, family? Smash that like button. Now, teachers reinforces knowledge. Talking about being here. This is what Jay Oliver talking about. Make me feel needed. You are needed, brother. Being on a team. You are on a team. Now, Charleston says, H-Town, you showed me with his stream how to cope with problems. With this stream, okay, how to cope with problems. Yeah, we here, man. We here. And you showed me, I like people being honest with me. And y'all don't know how it took me when our brother say, when I first met you, I was wondering what your angle was. Now, to other people, they would be offended by that. That made me feel so good because I like people being real with me. I don't like you lying. People think I want you to lie to me. No. I want you to be respectful like I am to you. But don't waste my time, because as soon as something go bad, you're gonna be like the men treated the Apostle Paul when he was shipwrecked and he was a prisoner on the ship, and all the people started being nice on the island. But as soon as he got bit by the snake, they say, no doubt you was a murderer. The sea didn't get you, but the viper got you. The snake got you. Then when the snake fell off his arm and he didn't die, they said, oh, you must be a god now. See what I'm saying? See, people want to hang around and see your demise. I told y'all this when I first started this channel, that some people like to hang around and they're going to be cool. They're going to support you. They give you money. They'll give you food. They'll be nice. They'll hype up your name because they just want to be there for the crash out. What did Jesus say when he was feeding the people with the miracles with the 5 fish and 2 loaves of bread or something like that? Now, I'm not a mathematician. My daughter good at math. And they say, they say, all these people here to see you. He say, some are here just for the fish and the bread. Jesus sit back and peep game. Then I'll say, same here. And Evening Vin from Farm Girl. Listen, Farm Girl says, Moss always talked in the third party. LOL. It was strange. Yes. Very gifted man. It really, if he just gave his all, but he had so much talent. Yeah, very gifted man. He might have some issues. MG Smith says, Farm Girl Rebel, so glad you were blessed. We were blessed to have you here. Boy, when Farm Girl came through and Alumni 04, people that they come from time, because Farm Girl was working, a lot of people busy, but they be keeping in contact, fam. Now let's see what we got here. Farm Girl Rebel say I am an introvert with maybe 2 or 3 friends that I ride with. This is the most socialization I do. Well, I need this. I need this here. Betty Bops says, I don't have time for you to fail. That's wasting too much energy. Yeah, man. You sitting around, you be waiting for a lifetime. And one day I'm gonna kick up out of here anyway. I'm gonna be going. I'm gonna be up out of here. They gonna lay the body down in that box. Okay, you win. I'm gone. How does that make you a better person? Now, Farm Girl Rebel says everyone on this chat really seems to offer good advice, empathy, and help each other from getting too close to the cliff. Yes, indeed. Even the people that may be a little bit on the thing, or even the trolls, they were saying positive stuff. I think they were getting something out of it. Some people don't know how to accept and receive love because they didn't get that growing up. They waiting for us to turn on them. So no, it's good that we just be ourselves. Man, what's wrong with treating other people right? Because I used to ask my grandmother, why people just can't work with each other if somebody working with you? She said, that's too much like right. Hold on. I think I read that. Yes. All right. Share it with others, family. Share this live stream with others. And subscribe. Anybody birthday in the month of September, let us know what date. If your birthday is in the month of, don't give your full birthday. Mine is September 19th. Let us know. Now, Betty Bob says we have 22 likes and 11 watching, 12 watching, 11, 12. Yeah, 11 watching. Now, let's go to VA Law. Do I want to go with tonight? Let's see what we got. We thank y'all for being so kind, for coming in here, family, and handling this business. Handling this business. And we thank you for all that you're doing. And if anybody else's birthday is in this month, let us know. And family, y'all see I've been talking the whole time and I'm pulling up that VA Law at the same time. Family, I'm learning, I'm getting scale up in here. We want to give special shout out to Betty Bops for this information she gave us. And it's regarding fiduciary funds, meaning having somebody represent you if you can't handle your own VA funds, because some veterans do have Alzheimer's or can't handle their money for whatever reason. Remember, that's one of the things on the DBQ, that if you can't handle your funds, that they will appoint a fiduciary. You say, well, I can handle my fund, H-Town. Why did they prove me to be incompetent to handle my finances? What do? You go to your social worker, your doctor, and try to get them to write something saying that you can handle your money, and they're going to give you money. Now, all they really going to hold is your back pay. Okay? So, listen, they talking about the overview of the account. Go watch our video on fiduciary. But this is information that's out. Here's the law. Okay? And it's talking about a description of everything. I'm not going over because I have a full video, but you can go and find the law on va.gov. Let's do this. Now, family, next we're going to go over the law today. Tonight, we appreciate y'all for being here. Let me see what I got. I got a few things up in here. We've been here for an hour and 40 something minutes, family. We getting there. We trying to get hour and 44 minutes, almost 45 minutes. Let's see. Let's see. I forget who sent me this. I think it's from our brother. What's our brother name? He was in here earlier. Major Boomer. So give me a second here, fam. I'm going to make sure I turn the music off. And I appreciate y'all for being supportive, being here. And that's what people don't realize. They think they making me mad, but no, you don't want to disrespect. Okay, roll in here. Okay. Let's see where I'm at. And I thank y'all for all the input that y'all give us. And let me turn this music off. We're going to pull this up on the screen. This is the first time I watch it. Major Boomer, bipartisan effort in Congress, okay, to end wounded veterans tax. Let's see what that is and what that's all about. All right, this is from CBS News, no, NBC News, correction. And I want to say, because I think it's a video, fair use. This is for educational and informative purposes only, to help veterans understand their situation, their benefits, and programs offered for them. So let's see what we got. Let's pull it up. All right, let's get into it, family. Y'all ready to do this? I believe the video is just about 4 minutes, so I try not to stop it much unless I hear something interesting. Once we started, let me know if you can hear the sound.
With all the bickering and polarization in Washington, you might be surprised to hear there's actually bipartisan legislation crawling its way through these halls of Congress.
Veterans have always been my top priority in the United States Congress.
That's Republican Florida Representative Gus Bilirakis, who is sponsoring a bill that's trying to fix the so-called wounded veterans tax.
These are true American heroes, and we're cheating them out and not getting their full benefit.
He's talking about people like Army Staff Sergeant Dan Nevins. He was deployed to Iraq in 2004 as a squad leader when an improvised explosive device detonated beneath his vehicle.
I remember everything about that day. Fortunately or unfortunately.
The blast killed his platoon sergeant and took both of Nevin's legs.
The last sort of vision, if you will. And it was my 10-year-old daughter, but she was all grown up and dressed in white head to toe and walking down the aisle without her dad. And I was like, I'm alive. I have to do something to keep it that way.
After a painful and lengthy recovery, which included 36 surgeries and an 18-month stay at Walter Reed Hospital, Nevin started to live life again, even picking up new skills like.
See, that's what's so important that y'all been talking about tonight, dealing with this PTSD. I don't know what our brother is diagnosed with, dealing with the depression, dealing with the overcoming the tragedies, the traumas that we faced in the military, coming up with a purpose in life. And I'm telling y'all going to be doing great things here. I can see it. I can see Kevin, Betty Bobs. I see you, Jay Oliver, MG Smith, Coasty. Y'all going to be inspiring people in your areas. The whole goal is, like I tell people, don't be me, be better than me. That's what we always want you to strive to do better. That's what I tell my daughter. I want you to be me. I come from Fifth Ward. I didn't have nothing but the love of my family. You have more, so you better do better than me. I at a young age, I developed post-traumatic stress disorder. So, what my life would have been if I didn't have this condition and didn't know I had it for a number of years. I thought I was okay. So, hey, but that's the punches that come, right? So thank God for this brother doing what he do. Let's continue.
Becoming a certified yoga instructor.
I was like, yoga, that like wrong dude. It made the nightmare stops.
When he was forced to retire from the military in 2006 because of his injuries, Nevins thought he'd be financially taken care of, but that wasn't the case.
It's a tragedy, really.
Nevins found out the hard way. Under current federal policy, some injured veterans who retire early, often not by choice, get $1 taken out of their retirement for every $1 they receive in disability pay.
I was told I could not receive both. You could either have your retirement or the VA.
We spoke to Nevins ahead of Memorial Day when he traveled to Washington to advocate for this bipartisan bill that would give all veterans their full retirement and disability pay.
So this is, I'm assuming some veterans, if he got out with less than a 50% disability rating, that's a tragedy that they would do him like that. But a lot of times from amputees, they will give him 40% or less. That is, so he got retired and he got a disability, but because his disability rating probably wasn't over 40%, I'm assuming they wouldn't give him both or something of that effect. Who thinks they need to do away with that? Who understand why they does that? If you get a retirement from the military, even if it's a medical retirement and VA disability, I feel that it shouldn't be an offset, but is there a reason why they do it? Let us know, family, because you may know something I don't know. I'm not trying to, if you disagree, I got no problem with that. We ain't trying to make nobody feel guilty here. Now let's get to it.
Democrat Richard Blumenthal is leading the effort in the Senate.
So they're essentially being penalized financially.
They're being penalized for being wounded.
The bill would impact about 50,000 veterans, currently losing out on $1,900 a month because of the policy.
Essentially, it's about simple justice and fairness.
But the legislation is costly.
We have to find an offset, and we're working on that as well.
And comes at a time when the Trump administration is looking to trim government spending. A spokesman for the VA said the agency does not typically comment on pending legislation.
So farm girls say they need to do away with that. Yes, well, my opinion, and everybody has right to your opinion. Please, if you disagree, don't just go along, because this ain't that kind of forum. I'd be mad if you don't speak your mind, because I've always respected y'all being open about how you feel. My opinion is, now this from the same guy that has sympathy for Doug Collins, right? So take what I say, I guess, with a grain of salt when it comes to soft issues like this. That why should a person who retired from the military, even if they did 20 years, he retired early because of medical, why should they be penalized if they have a 40% disability rating VA and not get their full benefits? It just don't make sense to me unless y'all know something that I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not the smartest person in the room now. H-Town, they did the same thing with pensions and Social Security retirement back in 1983, called double dipping. Yes, that's what they call it, double dipping. That's what I remember. I did a video. We didn't do a specific one, but when we covered divorce, we talked about this. Yes, that's double dipping. Now, farm girls say, if a civilian can retire and still collect 100% disability, a retired military member shouldn't be penalized. Let me read that again. This is the most powerful statement I ever heard in my life dealing with this issue. You listen to what Farm Girl Rebel said. Did you sit out there? You've been talking to them goats and to them horses. Who told you this? Huh? Who told you had the right idea? Farm Girl Rebel, listen to this. If a civilian can retire and collect 100% disability, right? A retired military member shouldn't be penalized. That sounds so hypocritical, and that sounds discriminatory to target military people, and they earn their retirement and their disability, they're being compensated. So that's something that they're being compensated for a loss. So one don't have nothing to do with the other. Come on, fam. Let's talk about it. MG Smith said, I agree with Farm Girl. So that I do. But I want dissenting opinions if you don't agree. That is okay. Now let us continue, family. Man, thank you, Major Boomer. And if somebody else brought it, I said the wrong person, let me know. But I think it was him.
And vowed there will be no cuts to health care or benefits for veterans. The Department of Defense did not return a request for comment. Bilirakis was in Greece for his son's wedding earlier this summer, flying back to D.C. to cast a pivotal vote on Trump's massive tax and spending bill. Now he's hoping he can leverage that goodwill.
Any political capital that I have, I'm going to use it for our veterans.
Nevin's hoping his personal experience will help inspire action.
If it takes sharing a story or like digging up some uncomfortable wounds, then so be it.
And Mel Zanona joins me now here on set. Mel, so good to have you here. This bill...
I wish him well. I wish him well. Look at Major Boomer. You're welcome, H-Town. You stop giving me this stuff that's got my heart in my throat right now, man. I got a love for the people, man. I got a love for veterans. You know? Man. What do you think could be done? You know, what's your opinion going forward What should be done? Intermingling of VA funds, pension compensation should be qualified individually. They should be separated. Yeah, because your military retirement and your VA compensation are two different things. Now, it's not the Department of Defense, it's the Department of War against. Okay. Huh. They got money for wars, don't they? But not for the people that fight them and serve our country. Not for the people. They got money for wars, but not for us that's working on these military bases, going out in the field. None of that, huh?
This is an uphill battle, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. First of all, they have to fund the government by the end of this month. That's going to consume a ton of oxygen on Capitol Hill. And there's already signs that that is going to be a real showdown because Democrats do not want to give in. They want to fight against Trump, against some of his actions, some of his recent policies. That's going to be primarily what they have to deal with in the next few weeks. That being said, though, there is something called the National Defense Authorization Act. That is an annual defense policy bill. They have to pass that every year. They have passed that every year. So at some point, they're going to have to turn to that piece of legislation. And that is where we could see something like this bill to fix the wounded veterans tax could come up. But like I said, they got to keep the government lights on first.
A rare point of bipartisan.
They talking about keeping the government lights on first. When they go to Congress, they end up becoming millionaires. If you think this bill is going to pass, put pass in there. Put pass in the chat. If you think it's going to fail, put fail in the chat or F in the chat if you don't want to put the whole word fail. Pass or fail. Let us know if you think this bill is going to pass or fail. Put that in the chat. Let us know if you think this bill is going to pass or fail. You can put a P for pass or F for fail. Pass or fail. Let us know. Now, our sister says, which creates more veterans with disabilities. And now, Charleston, I heard that too about the renaming of the Department of Defense. Oh, they talking about making it the Department of War? I thought y'all was just joking about that. Oh, boy. Jay Oliver say he think it's going to fail. Betty Bob thinks she think it's going to fail. Charleston say he thinks it's going to fail. Coasty say he think it's going to fail. Do y'all think this bill going to pass or fail? If you haven't put your thing in there, MG Smith say he think it's going to fail. Letting the retirees keep their VA benefits, retirement pension, and their full VA disability without being 50% VA compensation or higher. Okay? Let us know. Because you can be fully retired, 20 years in the military, and which he wasn't in this situation, but he's still retired. You can be 20 years retired and has a VA disability rating of 40%. Okay? And they're gonna offset it. You won't get that VA disability, you just get the retirement, or you got to pick which one you want to get. Once you get 50%, you can get both of them the full amount. Okay? Gary say fail. I'm going with pass. I hope it passed, sister. You might be the only one right. Now, what I'm about to say, let me finish up what he's saying.
Partisan support here, but you mentioned some of what Congress has over the next couple of weeks. The government shut down on October 1st. What are some of the other things that Congress has on its plate just in the coming weeks?
Yeah, it's a massive to-do list. Top of mind this week is the ongoing saga over Jeffrey Epstein. There's going to be a potentially explosive press conference on Wednesday with some of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse. There's also going to be a subpoena deadline next week for the Jeffrey Epstein estate. That's something the House Oversight Committee issued a subpoena for. And then finally, there's also going to be a bipartisan duo that is pushing to force a vote releasing all the files immediately without redaction.
Oh, they talking about him now. Now, let me ask you a question. Who do you blame? Come on now, talk to me. Come on. Now, I want family, I want to know, who do you blame if this thing fails? Who would you blame? If they don't pass it where you can keep your full retirement and full VA disability compensation without an offset, do you blame Congress? Wait up, let me finish. Who do you blame? Congress, president, or do you blame Doug Collins? Dougie. I shouldn't put Dougie in there. That ain't fair. Who do y'all blame, fam? Who do you blame? The Secretary of the VA, the president, for not fighting to tell the president we need to do that, or Congress? Now, so far, we got Charleston says Congress. And Van Olive thinks it's going to fail. M.G. Smith say they blame Congress. And then H-Town asked Congress, president, or Dougie. Betty Bob say Dougie. Jay Oliver says Congress. And then H-Town, shame of you blaming Pastor Dougie. I didn't blame him. No, I was just using that as an example. No, I didn't blame him. I was saying those just choices. See, I can't please that. I say, which one? Give me a check. Give me a chance. I'm thinking my daughter going to the gym. Hold on.
GOP leadership looking to avoid that, but that could really heat up this week as well.
Nels Zanona, our Capitol Hill correspondent. You will be busy this week and next, I'm sure.
All right, I heard the vehicle outside, making sure my daughter was going, like, keep up with my family. She going to the gym or something. Coasy say Congress and Dougie. Now, here we go. Oh, see, look. No, I ain't blaming. I just put him as an example. Now, family, we did that thing, okay? There's one more thing concerning the news that I did want to show you. And so Dougie Talks. Let's see, can we do Dougie Talk? Really want to show you a couple of things, but yeah, I want to show you two more things, family, if you're able to stay in here tonight. Now, one, we're going to go to Dougie Talks. I shouldn't have done. All right. Just kind of showing it to you. Let's see. All right. Now, let's see what he got here. This is about 4 days ago. Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins testifies before the House Appropriations Committee on May 15, 2025. Preliminary speculations is that Doug Collins' plans would only impact jobs that are currently or soonly to be vacant. And then say VA to set cap on its workforce, eliminating positions and tightening and controls. Okay. And this is on September the 3rd. Veteran Affairs Department Secretary is creating a new baseline that cannot easily be exceeded according to internal memo. All right. The Veteran Affairs Department is setting new caps on staff levels within its various components and offices while tightening controls over future hiring, and the agency continues its push to shed staff. VA Secretary Doug Collins will soon create an overall baseline setting the approval number of employees at the department according to an internal memorandum obtained by government executive and officials briefed on the matter. So somebody's giving up internal documents. All right, that's all I want to say on that. Then I want to get to this other one I got. What y'all say on that? Do you think they be to put his business in the street like that? H-Town, he does have to testify a lot. I think more than any other secretary of the VA. Who thinks that Doug Collins has testified before Congress more than any other secretary of the VA? Let us know. Now we're going to do this last one, family. And we thank y'all for being so patient. Let me see. I want to get this. And this is coming from my sister. Hold on. Let me make sure I got that. Nah, that ain't what I want to show y'all. I'm looking for something in particular. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to go back and find it then. I'm gonna have to go back and find it. I must have didn't save it. Give me a second here. Thank you, family. Any comments, questions, or concerns, let us know while we're doing that. I could pull myself up here because I'm gonna try to do this last news. Let me see. Oh no, we don't want to do that. Now look what he says here. Purse strings tightening on Pastor Dougie. Happens every September 30th, end of the last year's spending. Yes. That's what's going on. The budget. Let me see. Can I find what I need here, fam? Please, I hope I'm able to find it. Let me see what I got here. Now, that ain't the one I want. That ain't the one I want. Okay, here we go. I got it. Praise God. It wasn't under the name I expected it. Family, we're going to talk about this fraud, and that's going to be the last thing. Then we're going to get through the rest of the. Now it says, Brother Jay Oliver says, Priority Secretary Doug McDougal. I don't know how I said McDonald, or was grilled a lot by Congress and had weekly press conference. So he ain't the first one to have this type of grilling. So fam, let me see. I don't know why it's showing me that. That ain't the one I want to see. Okay, it knocked it off. Give me a second here. Sometimes that's the way I do it that matters. All right, here we go, fam. Thank you for your patience. So look what's been going on with that money. Thanks to Betty Box for this article. Let's see what people been doing. So we got September the 3rd, 2025, threats and assault against VA employee. The Georgia Southern District. You hear what I said? What's going on, fam? I'm just reporting the news. Let me see what she say. Sure wish we had term limits in the House and Senate. I think we do have term limits, don't we? Oh, meaning where they can't run for re-election again. I got what you're saying. Now, Look what this here. And let me turn the music back on, fam. And I'm gonna take these headsets off because I don't like them on my ears all the time. So let's see what we got here. Threats and assault against the VA employee. Alexis Beagle of Hines, Georgia, was convicted on charges of interstate communication with threats to injuring another. On December 18, 2024, Beatles called a VA hotline and made demands to the phone operator and threatened to unalive federal employees and others if his demands were not met. He made numerous threats, including threats to crash his car into the Savannah VA clinic to destroy U.S. citizens. His words, quote, to destroy, right? To rig his homes with explosive devices, to unalive any police that came to his house, and to unalive the children of any of the officers who attempted to arrest him. The VA, OIG, the FBI, and Savannah police departments investigated the case. Let me ask you this here. Does it sound like this person could have had a mental breakdown, a mental health crisis? What y'all think? I don't know. Y'all tell me, is it possible or not? Let us know. That's very interesting. That's unfortunate. Now, September 2nd. It's been a lot going on in September. This is going to be the last one we read here. Then we'll go back and catch some of the other ones. So we got government contractors agrees to pay $3.1 million to resolve allegation violations of False Claim Act. This in the category is False Claim Act violation, and this is in Idaho. I didn't know they had so much going on in Idaho. Did you know that? I didn't. Man, what y'all think of that? You think that even though they may have mental health, or I don't know if they do, they need to be held accountable for their actions? Because that is dangerous. Let me know. Yes, he could be crashing out. Doesn't make his threats any less serious. Real talk. Real talk, because that's some reckless talk there. But he could be crashing out in a mental health crisis. But you would say, man, that's serious. Let me know y'all opinion on that. So Joseph Mandor, owner of Sanford Federal Incorporated, agreed to pay $3.1 million to resolve allegations that he and his company violated the False Claim Act in the acquisition and performance of 49 government contracts. I need some more water. Give me a second. My throat getting dry. I got a cool over here. Double water in it. I don't drink beer. Now, allegedly, I'll call him by his first name, Sanford. Allegedly, Sanford knowingly misrepresented the identities of individuals alleged to be employees, using unknown persons and fraudulent credentials to sweeten contract bids, and misrepresented Stanford's size to acquire set-aside contracts in violation of the Small Business Administration rules. It also alleges that he acquired a service disabled veteran owned small business set-aside contract and then knowingly violated a limitation to subcontracting that requires such contracts to be performed by service disabled owned veteran small business. Wow, he violated that too. You know he's gonna be in trouble. Now, if he's convicted. The VA, OIG, Defense Criminal Investigation Services, the Department of Commerce, the OIG, the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, the Army Criminal Investigation Division investigates this case. Wow, hopefully he got good lawyers, especially if he's innocent of these things in his company. What do y'all think of that? That was a mouthful. Family. Man, 3.1 million? Where you supposed to get that money from? Where you supposed to get? Oh, he said out of his butt. Okay. Jeez. Everyone is climbing up this guy's butt. Yeah, man. Now let me, whoa, man, let's get back to the, all right. Woo. Did we go over the news tonight? Did we go over the news? See, now that we got some parameters where they just can't come in there cutting up, that ain't gonna stop them from coming now. Some might still be in there, but because everybody may not have been on the kamikaze mission, you understand? Now, wow. Listen to what our brother say. Joseph M. used veteran status to make money and contract. Typical. Yes, and he said he was going to hire veterans that own this as subcontractors. He's going to hire people that disabled veterans that had businesses, and apparently they're saying that he probably didn't fulfill that part of it. You know, like I said, it's in litigation, so I don't know. Man, this is heavy. What's all this stuff going on out in the family? Everybody going in there for the money. Now listen what our sister say. I hope he is rich enough to get a good lawyer with that much firepower aimed at him. People who are of middle income or less will get railroaded by the system. And what if he's possibly innocent? What if it's a misunderstanding? I don't know. I'm not caping for him, but I'm just saying. You never know. I don't know, you know. Is it a possibility? This is some serious stuff, fam. This is some serious stuff. People calling up there, crashing out. Betty Bob, all this stuff going on. Fam, when we just going past, thank y'all. Any questions? Let us know, fam. For those that are watching the channel, you just got here. You can sit here and you be involved. But for trolling issues, we're requiring, I think, 3 months for people to be here. I may change that. I don't know. But we know that the trolls, we block many of their accounts and they'll come back as somebody else. Well, they can't do that if I keep, you know, you have to have 3 months to chat. You will be able to participate. Email me if you have a concern about that, but not trolls. Don't stop emailing me. Now, I don't watch the news, H-Town, for my own mental health. I don't. Same here. I'm with you, Gary. Same here. I'm with Gary and what Gary say too. Now, about our channel. We're here to be informative, interactive, respectful, transparent, protective. This is our mission and vision. And most of all, troll free. You say each time you're on a social media platform, you can't be troll free. No, but we can keep it down. Yeah, they got that's our goal. Don't mean we're gonna always be able to do it. Yeah. They gotta to come here, they gotta bring something to get something. I agree with you, Gary, 100%. We're creating an environment here that's positive, strong. Yeah, I can't watch that news and stuff. Yes. What do y'all do? Let me ask y'all this here. Given that that veteran went off like that, what do you do to keep from exploding like that when you're frustrated with what's going on, especially dealing with the VA or with different things or with anything where you feel like the government or somebody is exploiting you or not treating you fair? How do you de-escalate? How do you diffuse, calm down, not get depressed, angry, or sad? What do you do that when you're able to keep from saying the wrong thing? What would you have done if you were able to do differently? What do you think the person missed that when they went up there doing all that? Let us know. Here, your opinion counts. Your opinion counts. It matters. We've done live streams based on individual topics that y'all choose. Our live streams are every Sunday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, but there will be unscheduled live streams. They may occur also. And in the daytime, we have the replay or previously recorded videos that we do like now that we'll play during the day, and the chat will be live. So y'all still welcome to come. So you'll be able to chat even though the video will be pre-recorded, and sometime at the end of the video, I'll come up and say something. It's really helped us, especially with views and getting the message out. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say, I'm too laid back. I don't explode. I might get even, but I don't explode. Then he say, I take my meds to cope for MG Smith. Farm Girl Rebel say she don't explode, too laid back. Farm Girl Rebel say she laughing at LOL MG Smith. That's right. Now Charlton say simply H-Town, I calm, I think of Jesus. He went through worse. Yes, indeed. Amen. 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 Please respect us, those of us that are of the Christian faith. We respect all faiths, especially, the sister religions of Islam and Judaism. We have respect for, but all Hindu religion, whatever you are, we believe in a higher deity too. So you're welcome here too. We love you. And if you as Gnostic or atheist, I love you too. You all right with me. Now, J. Oliver says, they say, why you that? Because God said he don't want nobody to be forced to serve him. He said, let every man, and in that case, every woman, be fully persuaded in their own mind. He ain't trying to beat you up, gangster. Man, come on, you better serve me. He never do that. I usually write the circumstances and send a letter, edit it a few times. Okay. As long as it ain't got stuff that dude was saying, you good. Betty Bob say, I go take a nap. She say, forget that. Yes, Betty Bob, that works too. That's what happened to the prophet. He was on the side by that stream. God caused a deep sleep to fall on him. God made the whole world and took a rest. Jesus believed in resting. Now listen. If you'd like to contact us, here's our contact information on our channel. Well, you can't really contact us on the channel because I done shut all that chat down on the channel because people talking about I got big lips and all that. Okay, dude. Why you worrying about my lips? You make me feel uncomfortable. Why a man worried about my lips? Huh? I ain't never had no complaints with no woman about my lips. What you worried about them for, dude? Now, but we don't want that negativity really on there because that is a privilege to be able to chat like that. There's a privilege to email me. So if so do it with respect. That's all. Now, if you like to donate, here's our Cash App and our PayPal. And Madre gave us $25. He say He been listening the whole time. He ain't been here, but he handling business. Now let's see what we got. Yes, but it works too. Now listen what our brother says. Yoga, deep stretching, Tai Chi, journaling, deep breathing techniques, grounding techniques. I love the grounding techniques. I like the deep breathing. Oh, my Lord. Oh, I love that. I learned that. In my third time I took anger management, I failed the first 2 times. He said, how can you feel anger management? I don't want to talk about it. Mindful practice, gratitude, fresh air, natural sunlight, drinking water. I'm going to tell you some of the other things that I do. I expect some may not go smoothly in a day, you know, so I try to, that's why I don't get caught off guard, because that's what triggers me. I'm respectful of other people's time. I check to see if they can talk. I learned that from, you know, one of my mentors. And I'm getting now where I don't really, because since my birthday coming up, I don't really care about what people think that's nonsense, that's irrelevant. I'm mindful, I watch them, and I make sure, because you can't ignore them, because they can have a contaminating effect on the group. I've seen this in life. But thank you, Madre, for that $25 donation. Now, coming soon, we're going to talk about the 4 things the VBA looks for on DBQs. Might be 5 by the time we do that. Okay? Might be 10. I don't know. Thank you for your branch of service, whether you're Space Force, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. We salute to you and thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We value you, regardless of what type of veteran you are. Special Forces, regular military, combat veterans, non-combat veterans, military officers, female veterans, and veteran supporters. Now, how's that weather where you at, family? And what's that temperature looking like? It's been pouring down in certain areas like a movie set. I drive on one side of the freeway, it's pouring down. Go on the other side, it's totally dry. Family, so let us know. Any questions, comments, concerns? Did we do that? That ain't but 2 hours and 28 minutes. Fam, did we do it? As one of the people in my neighborhood say, we got out in that time. Anything you want to talk about. Let us know about that weather. Jay Oliver said 87 degrees, warm in Louisiana. Right now here, it's 77 degrees in Richmond, Texas. Yes, indeed. Come on now. And see, I'm going to tell you something, family. We here, a lot of the people that's here now were not the people here 6-8 months ago, because people come and go and some people are busy and they're going to come back. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all here, y'all the core. Some may come up in your life, you might move, or the channel, you may lose interest in the channel, but that's okay. We're doing our best where you able to come back if you're learning something new or you in a certain place in your life. We want to be here. Just don't burn no bridges. Now, oh Lord, Jay Oliver says, what? I didn't look at 87 degrees warm. I should look deeper at that. It's 77 degrees here in Richmond. Betty Bob says 63 degrees, raining, going down to 4. Okay. MG Smith says, and I missed you on, I think I hadn't seen you in one of them. I've been missing you the last live stream, so I'm so glad you black here, brother. At least that last one, I think I missed you. Was it Jay Oliver one? I think it was you. 61 degrees and clear, Cooksville, Tennessee. Yes, indeed, my brother. Then we have up there in Pennsylvania, 63 degrees and clear in Pennsylvania. Blood moon tonight. What does the blood moon look like? Now, Betty Bob says going down to 59 degrees. It's going down, fam. It's going down. You understand? Now listen, Kevin Colbart Sr. says 66 degrees in Clarksville, Tennessee. Come on now. Farm Girl Rebel say 50 degrees in southern Minnesota. Then Coasty says cloudy, 59 degrees in Massachusetts. You hear what I'm saying? But I bet you it's 49 degrees on that yacht. No, he got that air on. Betty Bob say going down to 50 degrees in Maryland. Jay say Clarksville threatening y'all. Okay, Kevin. Y'all competing with the Villes or the Villes. One of y'all from Clarksville, the other one's Cooksville. Come on now. Is there a rivalry? Boy, I tell y'all a mess. You say Jay is threatening us. Great. We don't need no gangsterism. Hold on. Just say Clarksville threatening y'all. Okay. Y'all the best, man. Listen, I love y'all. Man, we getting back where we can laugh, have fun, do things. We just have to get through any janky things coming along. Now, people in the north say winter is coming. Oh, that's what y'all say. What we say down south? What we say down south? Now listen, last train to Clarksville, waiting at the station. And then Betty Bob say, Farm Girl, stop spinning that coal too fast. Okay. Oh man. Yes, Charles, boy. Family, come on, tell me what's on your mind. Y'all got me feeling good. I've been up and down, since September hit here. Cause my family ain't here, man. Y'all, I'm okay. Talking about my elders, I miss them. Boy, I had, you kind of reflect. That's why you've been hearing me kind of reflecting lately. Oh, listen to this here. I got a doggone mosquito in there. Now look, listen to this here. He say, Farm Girl Rebel say, she said, Betty, I blame the Canadians. You blame them for the cold weather? Fam, let me ask this here now, fam. For those of you that come to the pre-recorded during the daytime and we be chatting it up, and there you can come and you can pretty much talk about whatever you want to talk about. You ain't got to talk about the topic on hand. Y'all can just chat up with each other. All right? As long as you're not giving your address out, your phone number, stuff like that. We don't want, because it's not just y'all contact each other, but people, you don't want these weirdos out here having your information. There's some crazy folks on here. You know what's up. Say exactly 100% from Betty Box to our sister, Farm Girl Rebel. Gary Walker says 63 degrees in Rocket City, Huntsville. Rocket City, Huntsville. That's a heck of a thing. Now, family, any other statements? If not, y'all can study putting some out. Yeah. So sorry about that. Do apologize. Now we want to know, family, did we answer the question tonight? And the question was, can a veteran receive VA disability compensation for more than one mental health disability? Did we answer the question tonight? If we did, say yes. If we didn't, say no. Did we answer the question? Now listen, okay, yes, it was answered. And the answer is kind of rough, a maybe, but most time it's no, you cannot. In most circumstances, no. But we're gonna be investigating on the eating disorders. Now listen, did we answer the question, yes or no? I had to realize after I turned 37 that every gathering I went to with my family, I had to bring something. Yes. It's good to reflect. Yes, indeed. Man, boy, I went to my great uncle house one time. Well, it's my great uncle. And it's my twin uncle. They had a picture up there with me with his sisters and brothers, which his sister was my grandmother. And man, I was a happy child. I was living in high cotton. Now listen. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say pre-recorded chats are fun. Let us know what y'all get out the chats. Those of you that chat, let us know. Farm Girl Rebel, she's there. Charleston has been there sometime, but I think Charleston be real busy during the day. I think Charleston might be a hitman on the cool. He by day he be having another job and lifestyle. He might be a driver for Pastor Doug Collins. He might be his driver. You're not that far from him, brother. I'm not casting aspersions, am I? Now listen. It's like having an foreign party doing the live streams without H-Town whipping us back on topic. Because I just let y'all talk about what y'all want to. So Jay Oliver say the question was answered. Farm Girl say yes, it was answered. Okay. He say Farm Girl Rebel, MG Smith, that's a good one. H-Town, the question was answered from Betty Bob. Now, Charleston say, yes, answered. VA math is a maybe. Come on now. Come on now. Let me ask you a thing here. And I've asked you variations of this. What is one unique thing that I do on the channel that you like? Is there one unique thing that say, you know what? I like this, something that's distinct that I do that connects to you. Let us know. Now, the elder never came empty-handed with they were able. Now, when they was able, they come bring something to the house, some food, some drinks, some my uncle, he bring to his sister, which is my grandmother, one of my other uncles, the one love horses. Well, he was a trainer. He'd bring chickens and goats and all kind of stuff. Gary said, I concur. The question was answered. Charleston said, H-Town, you've been spying. Have I been spying? I hope I ain't been spying. Listen, I'm just telling you what it is. I enjoy the pre-recorded because I can take notes better. Yeah, because you're not in the chat interacting. Go back and watch those pre-recorded, and you can go watch some of the older videos. But the pre-recorded, other people gonna be there. Chat interactive, H-Town. That's what stands out to this channel about you. Farm Girl Rebel say the number one thing that makes it unique for her is the chat is interactive. I need to know, family. I want the truth. I know I can't handle the truth, but I want it. What's unique about this channel? Boomer says, good night, H-Town and family. I have to run. Catch y'all next time. Everybody show love to our brother, Major Boomer, in the house. Come on now. Now, listen to what MG Smith say. You make a little humor in the things you say about the big lips. Made me laugh. Yeah, that I ain't never. Hey, I'm a black man, so I got lips. I ain't never know nobody say me. They say you big lips. You say you got big lips. I said okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Was I supposed to be offended or something? That's like, but I don't want other people because that kind of made me laugh. But somebody else who's chatting and commenting, it might upset them to hear people critical. Now. I'm blaming this channel for me burning my chicken gravy tonight. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Now, listen. Charleston say options is H-Town. Always different look stuff at stuff. Different look at stuff. You know what? Oh, that made me feel good. Is H-Town always a different look at stuff? Yes, I try to bring something different because I've always been like that. They used to at first, not my great grandmother, but some of my aunts and stuff, they thought I was questioning, I was being rude when they realized that I was just a person gonna question. So you're gonna have to whoop me because I want to know why. Oh boy, they just started giving me stuff to do. But I was a very quiet child, but when something I saw, I'm like, no, why is that? Good night. It said, catch us next time. I got that one. Take care, Boomer. You and the family. Take care of your family. Now, Farm Girl say, you interact with us. We interact with each other. Ask questions. And I'm telling y'all in the live stream, her and Betty Bops, am I dry snitching? Her and Betty Bops, they be doing all kind of cooking recipes. Huh? Gordon Ramsay and all of them getting the cues from them. Night, Major Boomer from Jay Oliver. Good night, Major Boomer from Farm Girl. See, we done. I can read them now. Charleston Zimmer say, Major Boomer, always a treat. Major Boomer, I got to see who was the first person. They all, him, Alaskan Ice, and I want to say it was Madre and Benny. I'm going to see which one. I may be wrong. They were the first people, but they all came on the same live, either the second or the third live stream. The people that was on the first one, I haven't seen them unless they changed their name. They finally, they found, it took me a while to catch up with people. Betty Bob say, the elders sure did make it homemade. Talking about, let me tell you something. Not just pancakes. You ever had them hot cakes? It's like a flaky, your people from the South, Betty Bob, it's like and too, from Louisiana, Farm Girl, it's not pancakes, it's a type of bread that's flaky. You cook it like hot cakes and you eat it. I forget, it's not pancakes. It's not a batter, it's like a dough. And they grill it in the pan. My family eat everything. Now, they made it from scratch. Working those federal jobs, bringing yeah. Now listen, come on now. Did we do it, huh? Just being yourself, H-Town, interacting with vets across the nation. Sharing is caring. Family, flatbread, yeah. Flatbread. Man, what girl, you keep talking about you white. I don't know about that. You know too much. What she know about flatbread? I don't think Farm Girl, I think she light skinned. I just picking on you, sister. I think you light skinned. That's a saying you're light complected black person. We don't know. We just joking. Now, what you know? How you know? You from the South like that? You didn't learn that in Minnesota. You learned that from your people down in Louisiana. Hold on, wait a minute. Who in here? Okay, let's see what we got. They saying good night to Major Boomer. Now, Jill will say, I have a special cake I have been demanding to bring to every gathering, and he's been demanded to do so, and can't enter without it or a substitution. Now, what's the favorite dish that you have that people love? They love my brisket. My mechanic loves my brisket. My neighbors love my brisket, even the ones that don't like me. I don't know if they don't like me. They just, if you're not one that's chatty patty, they want to know what's going on. I ain't got time. Flatbread, that's right. She said, LOL. Yeah, we're gonna start calling her, yeah, Farm Girl White Chocolate. Hold on. She not white, she light skinned. How she know all this here? Wait a minute. And they flat cakes. Yeah, Farm Girl say my grandma's call them flat cakes. Yes, indeed. I forgot the name of it. Betty Bob say, H-Town, I know that know the flakes. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I love it. Put a little syrup with them sometime. That's hot water bread. Okay, they have different names for it. Let me tell you something. This is true. It may be called different things because when I was in the Carolinas, they had hog-head cheese. We eat hog-head cheese here. So it's like a jelly with pieces of the hog-head meat in there around the skull. I know that sounds gross to y'all, but I'm from the South. I'd walk around with a pig feet in my hand before. Who had them pickled pig feet? Them pork skins. Man, talk about. But up there they call it, instead of hog-head cheese, they call it sauce something. And remember, gumbo wasn't invented in Louisiana. From what I remember, it was invented in the Carolinas, South Carolina somewhere. Did you know that? And also remember, Mardi Gras started in Mobile, Alabama. Shout out to Brother Major Boomer for telling us that. Flaky bread. Yes, indeed. LL, I am a mutt of a human being. My family were Caucasian and Creole. So, she's Creole. So, yeah, she mixed anyway. Yeah. You mixed. You definitely. Fuck you, like that's the end of that time. Oh, man. Yes, indeed. Now, Betty by Farm Girl, I didn't know that it was called flatbread. It was really good. Yeah, they have different names. Y'all on the South, on that East Coast, y'all have some of the same dishes. Y'all may call them by a variation of the name. Now, Jay Oliver says it's a banana coffee cake. Woo! With a pecan cinnamon strudel topping. Watch out. You sound like we in Germany somewhere with all them sweets. Now, they say they're having a German fest over here. They don't call it Oktoberfest, but I was talking to a veteran who lived in Spring, Texas, and they talking about they have one over there. I want to give me a schnitzel and a brochen. It better be authentic. Hog head cheese. Is gross. Yes, it is. I wouldn't eat it now, but I grew up eating it. Now, hog head cheese and crackers and some hot sauce. Huh? I was country and hood. Oh, you see H-Town last smiling again? Oh, man. Oh, boy, I want to let a few of the trolls in so I can drag them. Or they can talk about me and I laugh about that. If you got a good one on me, I'll take it. But there's a time and place for everything. Now, yes, we had a jar of pickled pig feet, always. Yes, indeed. I'm going to tell y'all what stopped me from lying. As much. When I got older, I really, I really stopped. Let me tell you what happened. Jay Oliver, that sounds delicious. H-Town says, Charles said H-Town asked for the shoe fly pie. Oh, no, you going to tell me what a shoe fly pie is? No, Brother Charleston, I'm not from up there in the Philly area and all that stuff. Let me tell you, going to break that down. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know about no shoe fly. You better let me know what that is. I know it's some off name you trying to trick me with. Farm Girl Rebel, Oliver say Farm Girl Rebel, it makes you want to buy 4. Now Farm Girl Rebel say, I might as well slap all those cakes right on the backside. Y'all crazy, because that is where it will end up. Eventually, y'all out of control. Apple pan down. Boy, y'all crazy. Boy, y'all crazy. Now, what was I telling? I was going to tell y'all. I'm going to tell you. So, some of my family members own business. And one of my aunties had in the daytime, it's like a burger shop. And it's a, it's a little Jew joint, but at night, but in daytime, I go by, because her daddy, Papa Shorty, he was the daddy. He had it was a story until he passed, and when he passed, he had like $100,000 on his bed that he had been collecting since the war. It was coins and everything like that, right? And I went there to eat burgers and all the food, the best burgers in the world. It's my family. Well, I went to a place over here in 5th Ward where I was born and raised, but on the other side of the railroad tracks with Willie D. He from on that side, the rapper from the Ghetto Boys. So, and George Foreman, he from right over there by. He come from the country. I'm actually from Houston, but he came from the country. He moved here when he was young. That happens a lot, So I go to a burger place. I didn't know that people don't keep their food on temperature and they'll give you bad food. We snuck out for lunchtime. We snuck out of a place called the Hester House. Well, we didn't have the YMCA. There was a white lady named Julia C. Hester who back in the 1920s and 30s, she opened her home up to black kids, and she was a teacher and, would do things. And they named the Hester House after her. She was like kind of almost like a white community activist or something you would call it. And so I went to the burger place down on Lounge Street, down the road, who's named after another man, a white man who did a lot for the community. Isn't that weird? These different white people in the hood, but this was back in the day, and they named the street after them. So it's people that try to do good, individuals. You know what I'm saying? It's the system we got a problem with, because the individuals can't change the system. So I'm at that burger place with my cousins, and one of them, he owned this barbecue place over here. He passed away. The one I tell you about. Him and his brother and me up there. I ate the hamburger. I get home at night. I'm sick as a dog. Now, I want you to listen to me. You know what I did when my grandmother asked, "What did you eat?" I said, I bought a burger from my other aunt's restaurant that's right down the street, a block from my house. But I lied. And she was so hurt. And she says, "Oh, I'm so..." No, I said, "Auntie, go ahead and go get Uncle Belt," because I lied. No, I didn't get that burger from here. And I went back and told my grandma, "I'm so sorry." I said, "I'm ready for my whooping." They didn't whoop me, but I felt so horrible. That was my whooping. Because I didn't make the connection. If I say I got it from there, they ain't never served me no bad food. I'm over on the other side of town, other side of the neighborhood. Now, look, more country than a mason jar and zipper boots, but that's what we like. See, that's what people think. I'm a Southern man, but I am more country, I guess, sounding, because our family did all that stuff. We be right there, like I say, plucking chickens and popping. We didn't ring them. We just chopped the head off and pour them hot water and all that stuff. Get the feathers off, then have a fire where you can sear the fine feathers, and then they start cutting them up. I think about it, it's kind of traumatizing for a kid, maybe not for us. They had 3 goats. They bring goats and be cooking them right there, live goats. They've been worming them for a couple of weeks or a month. Yes, indeed. I always like Southern accents. It reminds me of my mom and Mima. Oh, man. Yeah, see, I'm gonna tell you, I can suppress my Southern accent at times. People gonna still know I'm from the South, but when I'm articulate certain language, but boy, when I get comfortable, boy, I'm at it. And some people, "Oh, that's just so simple," or whatever. Well, I guess you can say I'm simple. Why you want me to be complicated? The information we put out is good enough, right? And you don't want to speak over people's head, but this is who I am. I'm back home, and this is who I am. I love it. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm from Texas. I didn't know there was any other way that existed on the earth. Family, so we've been on here going up. We're almost at 3 hours. We want to cut it here. So we're going to keep it under the 3 hours, between 2.5 and 3 hours. We want to say thank y'all. Any last statements and goodbyes? Let us know. I want to say Betty Bops, unless it's something you have to say, y'all want me to answer, or somebody in the chat to answer. We might be doing sometime this week coming up between Tuesday and Thursday. We might do 1 or 2 daytime pre-recorded videos, some videos, and you'll learn so much because you'll be able to pay attention to the information. I learned from my own videos. Ain't that crazy? Thank you, Betty Bops, for all the resourceful information. Thank you, Farm Girl Rebel, for knowing how to be humorous and to take me joking, because I mean no disrespect, but I'm just crazy like that. Gary Walker says, thank you for Gary Walker. Well, yes, you got a way of putting things. And then Jay Oliver say, good night, family. Checking in with y'all soon. We'll see you on Thursday, but we're gonna do some live streams in the daytime. So keep your notifications on. And y'all can come in there and chat about what y'all want to. And just get to know each other more. MG Smith say, good night. It's been fun. Then Betty Bob say, H-Town, good night. Have a lovely week. Going to the dentist in the morning, sister. Major Boom, I want you to take care. Thank you, Chaplain Davis. Thank you. I mean, just one. Dogface Soldier. Thank you, Junior. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. These are people who have done significant things for the channel and for us. They may not be in it every day, because I think Junior said he's busy. One of them is busy with school and or work or doing something. I don't want to put words in their mouth. Betty says, good night, Charleston. Rose City D, Farm Girl Rebel. Coasty say good night. Then Charleston say good night, family. Thanks, H-Town, for explaining PTSD and symptoms. Yes, indeed. Remember, it's the overlapping symptoms where you can't get paid for. All right? If they come from different service-connected VA disabilities. Good night from Betty Bob's. MG Smith say white chocolate. Good night. Oh, Lord, I want to start. I'm gonna tell you why. Do you know growing up that my aunt is named Liz? She had a white friend that was named Liz, and they called her White Liz. I say that is not cool. He said, good night, everyone. Yes, indeed. Good night, family. Good night, Betty Bob's, Farm Girl, Coasty, MG Smith, Charleston. I think I said Farm Girl Rebel. Farm Girl Rebel, Jay Oliver. Good night, my brother. Gary Walker, the solid information again. In the words of DJ Khaled, another one. Make sure I don't miss. If I miss you, charge it to my head and not my heart. And make sure I don't miss nobody. Kevin Colbart Sr., thank you. Hope you and your family are adjusting well to your new location you're living in. Thank you so much. I'm looking through. If I miss you, charge it to my name, not to my heart. Then Van Olive, thank you for coming through. We appreciate you for being so supportive, kind, respectful. We thank y'all. More people coming into the room, family. Y'all helping me through a major, because I had a cousin who was younger than me that passed. Her birthday was on the 21st of September. And I miss her so much. Grew up. Rose City D, thank you. And I'll be trying to get all sentimental. Y'all just make me feel this way. Like I say, y'all the reason a black man crying the dog. Can y'all believe that? I said, man, can they think of something else? Maybe my waterhead. They talk about how big my lips was. That's what the trolls. I say, man, big lips, okay. All right. That's supposed to. That didn't eat like you thought it would, but okay. Now let's get back to it, to the bottom. Now we have 23 likes and 11 watching. And Vin Olive say good night. Farm Girl Rebel say good night. And then they're talking special. And they say good night, white chocolate. Oh boy, y'all gonna make me have to ask for an apology. I should never said that. Look, oh, y'all came up with that term. Look, you know what the husband gonna be saying? Who is white chocolate? You gonna have this woman having an explaining to do between feeding the goats. Now listen, we like and prefer authenticity, and that's what you are. Authentic. Good night, everyone. Salute. Yeah. So if I say something, I know I say something sometime, and if it's offensive, just let me know. I don't want to be picking on you. H-Town, they jealous about your lips. I never had no man comment on my lips. It makes me feel nervous. They lips. I ain't never looked at them. So, ooh, look at my lips. They soup coolers, man. What I supposed to do with them? I'm a black man. What they think I'm gonna have? Little pin needle lips? Come on now. Okay. Man, what a man be talking about another man, how he look. Man, you don't get up out of here. Why can't I see OCD chat? It was right up there. I noticed another, I noticed one too, but I can't remember who it was. What's that? Rose City D was up here. Let me see what Rose City D. Did I just see him? He may not be chatting right now. He might be in and out. But remember, he was commenting. I don't know. He was commenting earlier. Oh, that's him right there. See? He was in, or people come in and out. You know how it go. Maybe no, you here. Ain't nobody he's not chatting right now. Look what she say. Now, is there some people he not here? They saying they mention names because sometimes I say, where that chat at? He ain't chatted in a long time. So they just saying good night to him probably. Now listen what say. She said, yes, H-Town, take care of your lips. I need to get some chapstick because I let them get a little dry. Now they could have talked about how crusty they got, but they wasn't dried in. They got dry yesterday. I've been changing. Do you know how much construction going on over here? I had two things in my tire, a staple and a screw. I keep having to change flats because they keep building stuff out here. Nah, sister, you ain't nothing wrong with you. Look, she said, maybe I'm blocked. No, you right here. Look what's the name say? He said, white chocolate isn't blocked. Oh, Lord. Y'all had to give her a name. When I said she ain't white, she light skinned, y'all gave her a name. Oh, God. Have y'all ever had, I want y'all to be honest. I don't know if I've ever eaten white chocolate. If you close your eyes, can you taste the difference between like a Hershey bar that's just milk chocolate and white chocolate? Is there a difference in the taste? Please, somebody tell me. Because I don't know. I think I may have tasted a little piece. I don't know if it's any different than them Hershey bars. Okay, listen, let's see what y'all. What's the best thing for my lip? I use that, what's that called? Blistex or not? What's that one, the green thing? Okay, Burt's Bees makes chapstick. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. That you can tint your lips with make your lips Pink yellow. No, I don't want my little pink. Oh Lord, they gonna really be coming. You know what the same one talking about my lips too big? They gonna be saying, I don't like that color, H-Town. Uh-oh. Dude, if you don't get out of here, Charleston, thank goodness. You say, yes, white chocolate is sweet. Okay, it's sweet. How would you compare it to milk chocolate? Like the Hershey bars. And I know there's dark chocolate. Some people enjoy the dark chocolate. And the dark chocolate taste has such a bold taste. I don't know. I like that milk chocolate. And who in here don't eat chocolate at all? You prefer something else. Now, I prefer dark chocolate with semi-sweet, yeah. Yes, Better about say yes, white chocolate is sweet and nasty. It's just the look of it scared me. It look like it's got stuff in it. Now, but I'm gonna try it again. Better about H-Town, get some castor oil. You know, I was talking about that today with my what was that stuff my grandmother used to call asphyxity? And you know, we Southern people, so I couldn't tell you what they meant by it, but they would have look like olives in it, and she had clear liquid. She kept there, and boy, you never had no problems with nothing. Come here, drink this. Me and my cousin, we both started crying. Y'all come here. Clean our system out. Now, no comparison. Hershey bar milk chocolate is much better. Okay, now we're going to do it. Do you prefer milk chocolate, Hershey bar, if you eat chocolate? White chocolate or the dark chocolate with the bolder flavor? Which one do you like? I like milk. Which one do y'all like more? If you eat chocolate. If not, tell us what snack you prefer. I'm a milk chocolate, even when it comes to H-Town like milk chocolate. And who prefer coffee instead? Now, oh Lord, now I feel horrible. No comparison. Okay, yeah. Hershey bar chocolate is much better. I'm allergic to chocolate. We got to stop talking about chocolate. I apologize, Gary. Oh, Lord. I can't have chocolate, health reasons. Okay, right. I don't have it much, but what do you use as a substitute, Betty Bob's? Semi-sweet dark chocolate with a cup of espresso. And I really don't eat sweets like that. Other than ice cream, I got an addiction to ice cream, so I can't get it very often because I eat it. Oh, listen to the brand, dark chocolate. I forget how you say that. I've eaten that before. Yes, that's good chocolate when you did. Hershey chocolate with almonds. I love that almost the most. I don't know what is about those almonds that drive me crazy. Family, y'all done. We had 3 hours. We got to go. I wish I was allergic to chocolate. Oh, Lord. Family, I want to thank y'all for being here. And I want to appreciate the fact that y'all have taken time out your evening, spending with your, doing stuff with yourself and your family. And I appreciate you for being here. And we want to see you on the next one. So be looking out for our good night, everyone. Good night. Almonds, yes, indeed. And we're going to continue to bring good information, these visuals, these thumbnails. We want to do it because y'all motivate and inspire me to do better. And I thank you for the camaraderie because we're going to do this as long as I have breath in my body, that I'm able to talk and breathe. We're going to do this, and I'm going to do my best unless some other thing come up that it won't be because of me. I'm going to do my best to be here for y'all. So family, good night. And I want y'all to have a wonderful week. And we'll see you on the next one.